when you're in here, Rob, you always want to go here. See this little icon here?
Yeah,
You always want to design for mobile.
because my mobile does not have anything right now. The head is gone.
So no, because mobile doesn't have a header. That's by design. Like if I look at Smarter the Realtor on my phone, I don't have a menu. It's called a hamburger. So
Okay.
so when you open up Smarter the Realtor on my phone, you don't have a header.
Well, it has a navigation though.
No, you have navigation, but
Well, I can't see a navigation on there.
yeah, it should at the very top. What I would do is I would delete your header and then rebuild it again. Because it looks like something's messed up. Either your logo's too big or too fat or something, but it's too wide. So
Uh-huh.
but this is mine on the phone. Like if you see mine, look at Smarter the Realtor on the phone. It had the menu itself is just like a hamburger. So it's a white icon on the left. That's how website mobile devices run. So you're not going to see menus across the top.
Yeah.
See a hamburger and then the menu drops down. So I can say I want to look at the offer process and then it goes right to that page.
So you think I should get rid of this global section and restart it again?
Yeah, it looks like the global setting is but if you want my code, we could work on using my code, but we just have to edit the code to match you. So we got to put in the
Yeah.
buddy stuff and you have to have a logo. So, because all this stuff in Smarter the Realtor, this is all part of the code,
Yeah.
including the the drop, with the blue that blends into the menu.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you
Got
want
the
that, Rob,
code?
I could give you the code. We could have a session this week and
That'd
just
be
apply the
awesome.
code to the top.
That'd be awesome. And
And we'll rebuild the menu.
we're starting to sort of wanting to do some texting as well. So I just wanted to see if I could get an audit on the system.
Yeah.
Is that possible to
Yeah,
get
well,
it?
if you're ready, you just do texting. Yeah, we already did an audit on your system. You're good to go.
Mm, I'm not sure.
Yeah, we did an audit and iList was all working and the cash offers, cash values was working.
Okay. Still things broken though. I just something's still broken.
Just get all you want to do is test an email and hit a button. Does it go up to cash offers, then start sending emails out.
But
In
it's
like
also
a
it's
second.
also putting people in those in the correct campaigns. They've got to be in those campaigns and enlisting them in the campaigns, right?
Well, you can put them all in one, but if you know your clients, like I was just with another guy earlier today, he's got a whole bunch of downsizers in his database. So I showed him how to filter his downsizers. He's got 800 downsizers and he tagged them all downsizer and now they're all in a downsizing email campaign.
Yeah, all I have is Sphere, I have Fizbos, and I have Expireds.
Yep. So there's campaigns for all three of them.
They're the three main groups that
Yep.
we have.
Yep. Yeah. So
But
just put them all in the campaigns, just tag them appropriately. And then they go into the right campaign and you'll know who's in what campaign.
okay, when's a good time that we can do this coding?
I'll check. I know tomorrow's a little crazy, but maybe Wednesday morning.
Okay,
Code your website, put the buttons on there.
okay,
Yeah, I'll reach out to you. Let's find some time in the morning and we'll just bang it out. We'll get the code in there.
awesome.
Ahead of time, I'll put the code on your website and then we just have to go into the code and tweak it and make sure it looks the way you want it.
Okay,
Steve?
perfect.
Hey, Smarty, thank you. Can I share my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I have a couple questions. Obviously, you see that I have. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, I'm requesting it. You see that I have issues with Facebook, and I need to go all the way back to that. Facebook and hold on one second.
Yeah, Mark, I saw your item. In fact, what we should do, guys, if you want to, we have our 4 o'clock on Wednesday marketing meeting. What I could do is I could open up maybe at 3 o'clock for anybody that wants the global footer and global menu. We could work on it together in a group setting. Nice car.
Do
Is
you?
that your car?
Oh, no, it's gonna be soon. As soon as you help me finish this, it's gonna be soon. So hold on, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Hold on, let's see.
I want that car. I like that color.
Me too.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Let me make sure I'm sharing. Wait a minute. Oh, this one right here. Okay, sorry about that. There we go. You see that one now?
Yep.
Okay. So, that's out of the way. So you see, I'm having problems with Facebook. And this is a question that I have. If I connect here, this is my business Facebook page, not the personal one. If I hit done, don't tell me it's going to work now. But see, it doesn't work. But
Go to settings and then go to integrate.
yeah, that's the weird thing. And so that's what
Let's just take a look at what's integrated.
integration.
Down a little bit further. It's down further under the URL.
There we go.
Yeah, right
There
there.
we go, right there.
So these have
So
all.
I keep doing that, and it says it's connected.
Yeah. Yeah, you're done.
So
You're connected.
I'm not sure. Okay, so I don't need the other one on the
No, you don't need the
launch,
other one
right?
on the other page. This is it. You're connected.
All right, so now if I hit this, this is the personal one, this is the business one. That's how I named it. Does that matter if I put a name in here?
No, because you have
It
both of
doesn't
them
matter. So
connected. Yeah.
okay, that's one thing. All right, that's one thing. The other thing is, let me see, I have problems with. Oh, here, let me go back. So I have problems with this as well.
Go back to
With
connect.
Google My Business.
Don't
I'm
do it
sorry.
there. Don't do it from Launchpad. Don't do anything on the
Okay.
Launchpad. Just go to settings and integrations. That's where everything lives.
See, and I may need a ticket for this because if we may need a ticket with them because it only shows Steve Lockhart, the realtor.
Isn't that the right one though? That should be your Google
It,
My Business.
well, I have two. So I have one that's Seventh Heaven Group. And you're right. I want to switch to Steve Lockhart, but Google will not allow me to verify. So that's why I know it doesn't work.
Yeah, it won't work unless Google verifies.
But it doesn't show both. That's why I don't know why it doesn't
Yeah, it's
show
probably because
both.
it's not verified on Google.
Well, the one that's not verified is the one that's showing right here. The one that is verified does not show here on Go High Level.
Huh.
That's why,
Yeah.
So I was wondering maybe we need a ticket with Go High Level.
Well, they're gonna just blame Google. So we got to figure out Google, what's happening on the Google side. Jeff, you're a Google expert. Do you know anything about that? He's on mute.
Oh,
So what happens when you want Steve? So click on Steve and see if it works. Click on it.
this one.
And say connect.
Yeah.
Say confirm.
Oh, it's switched. So it will in progress. Yeah, and it never connects. Well, it'll connect for like 10 seconds and then
disconnects.
And then
It
disconnects.
probably has just something to do with your Google. Like the Steve one is not verified on Google, so it's
Right.
like Go High Level's just trying to connect, and Google's probably just throwing it back.
Yeah, for whatever reason, it will not connect. And this one, I don't know why this one fails all the time too. I don't even know what this is.
Oh, you don't really need that one. That's like if you
Okay.
want to make reservations on Google.
Right. Okay. And then obviously I'm still having problems with. So then I'll
But
have to
have you
figure out what's
tested
going on
like
with.
your Google Calendar, like you're going to connect to the Google Calendar over there? Or no, you use Outlook, right? You're not a Google person.
No, I use both. I put both of them on here.
Okay.
I put both of them on. So yes, I use Outlook, but
Mhm.
I'm switching back to Google because that seems to work for everybody else.
Yeah,
You know,
I love Google.
so I'm going to switch everything to Google. So that's a good segue to my next question. I hope I'm not monopolizing everyone's time. But this is on Outlook with Instantly. I'm
Yeah.
able to do just this one email address, but that's not the one I want to use. I cannot get any other email addresses here on Instantly.
Did you create your Google? Do you have your Google inbox, and do you have a Google secret key?
See, I have a Google inbox. I assume that that's what this is, right?
No, that's
And
not inbox.
okay, so
That's
then
Google account.
I think that's where I'm going wrong. I think
Yeah.
do I need a Google? workspace
Yeah.
account?
Yep.
Okay, that's probably why nothing ever
Well,
works
not
because I don't.
necessarily because you did Outlook, so you could use Outlook as the inbox, and then you have the secret key of how to connect Outlook.
I
What,
try.
what you're going to do is you're gonna add the email to the CRM that you want to warm, and you start on the CRM and you go to email services under settings,
Oh, it's back under settings. So
email, hit the dedicated domain on the right hand side, and then is that the email that you want to warm?
yeah, that's the one I would like to warm right there,
So
or any of these,
you want to hit the three dots and you want to hit
or any of
SMS.
these. Hmm.
These are the ones we're going to warm. So grab one of those. Just so make sure you know the password. And then you go into instantly, say new. See, this is where I'm not going to be able to help you because I'm not an Outlook person. So we'll have to take this offline, Steve, because I'm not an Outlook person. So I have no idea I haven't used Outlook in 15 years. Um,
Right.
so I know how to do it with IMAP and SMTP, which is Google, which is the bottom one there on the right. But
This one right here, right?
yeah, but if you're going to use the Outlook inbox, you could use Outlook like you connected the other one, and then as you set it up, you put in the CRM's email and password and port and stuff. You have to follow my video instructions. Page one, you're putting in the CRM's email. Page two, you do the inbox of where you're going.
No, no. Okay, so I'll do that. I mean, I've tried that a hundred times. I
Yeah,
can't even get instantly to help me figure it out because whenever I go through a process, even with Outlook, I follow their processes. It takes me right back to
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It goes right back to here. It
Yeah,
doesn't work
that's
like
why I
yours
would
does.
say
So
if you do have Google and you're planning on moving to Google, let's get you moved over to Google and then we'll set up instantly with all the accounts.
okay, so then my question would be, and I'm sorry, this is the last one. Actually, I got one more after this. So I have set up these domains right here. So this is for home offer easy. This right here. So how would I set up these email addresses now? They're not tied to Outlook. They're not tied to anyone right now.
No, these are all CRM. This is the email servers inside the CRM. So this has nothing to do with
Yes.
Outlook and Gmail. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to warm those emails in instantly. So you're going to hit the three dots. You're going to create users. You're going to connect, but you need to have a Google inbox so you can connect all these. I have a single inbox, Steve, and 15 emails being warmed on instantly.
Okay, so I need to create a Google inbox
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah,
Okay, so I'll figure
yeah.
that out.
Google Workspace, and then you bring your domain in and set up an inbox. You could just Google how to do it. It's real easy.
Okay.
It's like a little wizard they do to set it up. But you want to
Okay.
get your inbox set up on Google, and then we could set up the secret key, and then everything else will fall into place, connecting instantly your emails to that inbox.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Harry,
All
do you
right.
have a question? No good, no question?
No, I'm good. It was a
Okay.
mistake.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, Smarty, real quick, this is Steve again. One other thing. You asked me last week on Friday, we were going to set up the workflows for my TC and
Yeah.
mortgage lender and all that. I started to do it because you wanted me to show you today
Yeah, we can
and
do
the
it
whole group.
because I think everybody will be interested in how to do it. Why don't you open up your screen and we'll just see what you.
Why? Okay, perfect. Because I started it, but I did not finish because I have too many questions because I don't know who the lender would be necessarily on all of them.
Well, you
So
won't
I
put that in
didn't.
the automation. So if you can't automate it, if you don't have like the same lender, you don't put it in an
That's
automation.
that's why I didn't do it. That's why I had
There,
questions
there, there you can create a
first.
task for yourself to, hey, Steve, send a note out to the lender, right? You can make a
And
task.
that's exactly what I thought, but I didn't know how to do that, and I didn't want
Yeah.
to mess anything. I saw. Wait, I forgot where I. Okay, so if I go into operating, right?
I don't see the screen being shared anymore, Steve.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. Yeah, Share. You got me?
Yeah, now we see.
Yes, I can see it now.
Okay. All right, Shorty. Smarty, I'm sorry. I always do that. Say that. I don't know why. I don't know why I always say that. So if I go into automations, right?
Yeah, we did it as a standard
It's
operating procedure.
a standard operating procedure, and I think I called it Steve's. I don't see it. Oh, contact close right there.
So for everybody
Okay.
here, this is what I suggest everybody do. Steve was asking me, is there a way that we could automate like a standard operating procedure of what we do when things happen? And one of the ones that we all do as realtors is when you get a house under contract, right? So whether you're the listing agent or the buyer's agent, right? You get a house under contract, you could automate a whole bunch of your life in the automations here. So, like, if you think of what happens when I go under contract, I have an inspector I always use, right? I have my transaction coordinator that I need to let know, right? So all the different players, you can set up automation so that when you tag that this house is under contract, the workflow triggers and starts notifying everybody with what they need to do to start the file, right? So that's what I had Steve, start to play around with. So, in the workflow, it's real easy. You can make this workflow do anything you want. Send an email, send a text, send a voicemail, create a task, right? So you just get creative, Steve, of what you want it to do.
So do I first want to create a condition, or that doesn't matter? We
Doesn't
need to
matter.
start
There's
right
no
here.
condition. It's just there's no
Okay.
condition here. It's well, right now you may decide later on that hey, there's a condition because if I'm the seller, I don't need to do these two things. If I'm the buyer's agent, I need to do two extra things. So
Okay.
you could have other conditions to say if I'm the buyer's agent versus the listing agent, go down two different paths.
Gotcha. Well, we'll get there.
We'll
Let's
get there,
let's just
yeah,
do
as
this
we, as
first.
we,
Yeah.
as we mature it.
So the first
So
thing. So
all
let's
you're
just say
doing is
this
you're
is
tagging
buyer.
them, and then you're just doing notifications. So you're sending a notice to Dana, and then you're going to notify the next person, which may be the inspector. Now, like you said, you don't know the inspector's name because the lender changes every deal. So I wouldn't put a lender notification in here because it's not the same person. So you're only going to automate what's the same, and then the things that are different, you're going to use tasks to remind yourself or give yourself an assignment to go talk, set up a lender or talk to the lender.
Oh, okay.
So
Perfect.
just hit the plus sign wherever you want.
After the
Doesn't matter,
coordinator,
wherever you
right?
want on the workflow, it could happen anywhere. And then start typing in the word task. Add a task.
Add a
Look how easy this is, right? You give it a title, a description, who you're going to sign it to, and what's the due date.
Oh, wait a minute. So right, and then title. What was the contact information? Maybe.
Yeah, you could put the client's first name and then but give it a title that's going to mean something to you when you're looking at all your tasks. Like I have 75 tasks on my list right now, Steve. And as I go down the list, I know what they all are because I've titled them properly, right? So you may have the client's name dash contact lender, right?
Oh, okay.
Right.
Under
So
action, under action
no,
name.
not action name just is naming the task. That has nothing to do with the process. That's just naming it, right? That has nothing to
Okay.
do with it. The title and the description is for you when it creates a task, the task is going to have a title and a description. So you
Right.
want to make it whatever is meaningful for you. You don't have to tag, just start typing. Just start typing. Just
Here.
yeah, notify lender. Notify lender for and then the client's name.
And then I put okay,
Then
and
you
then
put
I'll
the
put
tag.
yeah.
Right? So that's going to be
Mhm.
the title of your task. And
Okay.
then you could do a different description, if you want, or send over the agreement of sale and whatever. So that'll be the description of the task.
Mhm.
And then you're going to say who's the task assigned to.
To me, yeah.
Yep. And then when is it due? So you can make it due now. You can make it due in a day, right?
So it'd be due now, I assume, right? As soon as I get it,
As soon as you get it, you're going to get that
as soon as I
task.
get
Yep.
it, so it's gonna say now. Okay.
Yep. And then hit save action. So now the system's going to create a task for Steve to notify the lender when the house goes under contract. So you have it in your inbox. And I manage all my tasks on my mobile phone, Steve. So I get a notice on my phone. I got to notify the lender, and then I'll status it. I'll text the lender, send them an email. Hey, this is Smarty. We went under contract. Looking forward to working with you. Da da da. And then I'll close the task once I'm done.
Okay.
Steve, can I ask you
Yeah.
a question?
Sure.
Why don't you want your TC to do that?
No, normally I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, normally she does everything.
Right. So
Right. But I'm a type of person.
Nothing.
Huh?
Not that I'm telling you how to run your business, but I shuffle off as much stuff as I can to my TC.
Yeah.
And no, and she does, and
Yeah.
my TC does everything. I mean, she does it all. But I just don't. For me, my security, I want a workflow just to remind me of all the things that are happening. I'm an A-type personality. I like to see all the stuff.
But what you could do is you could assign it to her, actually give her the task so she knows to, now she probably has her own SOPs,
She does, yeah.
that says this is what I do every time I do a deal. She knows that she has to contact the lender. Right. So she doesn't necessarily need a task to do it because that's part of her normal work stream.
So theoretically, I could just say under contract, send it directly to her, and then actually I'm done because she
Yep.
does everything else.
Yep.
So I don't really need to notify the lender. I don't need
Yeah.
to do any of that
Yep.
because technically she does do everything else.
Yeah, she's going to do everything. So just under contract, it automatically sends a notice to Dana. Get everything, we're under contract. Here's the details.
Okay. So then I should just eliminate
She'll
all
take
this.
that and then do her thing.
So I just delete all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she, you know her, she.
Oh yeah, she's awesome. Harry, we both use the same TC.
All right, so all that was for naught.
Yeah.
So even though you're in different states, I guess she's just not licensed. There's some stuff she can't do, right?
Yeah.
I found that it's interesting that she is not licensed, so most realtors want to use her because they're not afraid of her stealing their customers because she's not licensed.
Wow.
Which I thought was shocked. I was pushing her to get her license, and then she told me, "No, Dad," because then they're afraid I'm gonna take their customers. So she stayed
Really?
unlicensed. Yeah.
I mean, my TC's had her license probably as long as I have. She has no interest in selling houses, so she's like, I don't. But anyway,
And neither does she. But she's worked in escrow. She's worked property management. She's done it. She knows this stuff backwards and forwards.
Yeah.
But she has no interest in selling houses at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
That's good.
So then, do I need to create a trigger? I mean, I need to create the trigger, right?
Yeah. So no, the trigger will be typically based on either an opportunity change or a tag you put on the lead. So you decide how you want to trigger this, Steve. You could just tag the contact under contract, or if you're using the opportunity board, you move them from underwriting to under contract. Or I mean, from shopping for a house to under contract.
So I want opportunity change. So once I move the opportunity over, then she'll get it a trigger, right? So opportunity changed. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. When the opportunity changes.
And then what do I put here as a drop down?
So this is I actually want to because I got busy. I never explored this here, Steve. So let me just take a look. So this is a brand new feature in Go High Level. So we used to do it a different way, but now Go High Level does something different. Let me just take a quick peek. Scratch. So what we're going to do, guys, is for this kind of workflow, if everybody's using the opportunity boards, like change. Yeah. So what you're going to do is I just did it here, Steve. So we'll have everybody see what you're doing. So we're going to base this workflow based on one of his deals moving to an under contract stage. Okay. So he has all his deals on his board. So you're
You
managing
want
your
me to cancel this?
board.
You want
No,
me to
no, no,
cancel?
no. No, you're setting
Oh,
it
okay. Stay right there.
right? So, you're on your board. Like every morning, I go in every morning, I look at my dashboard when I wake up with my coffee, and then I go to my opportunity board, and that tells me what I have to do today. I got these inspections happening. I got this escrow going in, right? So my opportunity board is how you manage your day. So, it starts with the dashboards, just shows the health of my business. Opportunity tells me what I have to do today. Now, if we go under contract, I drag the opportunity from shopping to under contract, and then that action I'm doing is going to trigger this workflow. Does that make sense, everybody? So I'm going into the opportunity saying, hey, I just got a call from the listing agent. They accepted our offer. We're under contract. So I log into the CRM, and I can do it on my mobile device too. And I move them over to the under contract pipeline. Okay. And now that's going to trigger a workflow to go do things. So what you do there is see the add filter right there.
Yes.
You add filter and then look at the drop down. So we're going to say in pipeline and then hit the down arrow. So in this case, it would be contract to close and then hit another filter. Hit the down arrow. And you're going to go down to pipeline stage. And then you want to find contract to close, under contract. And then hit save trigger. So you've just set it up, Steve. It's that easy.
That's done.
So that's all it is. So now when so if you publish this workflow, publish it first, and then hit save. So if you go to opportunities. Go to
Anyone, right? It's just, well, she's gonna get a text, but I'll tell her to ignore it.
yeah. Like Jeanette is shopping right now.
Mhm.
So if you move Jeanette over to send under contract.
I said, okay.
All right. So now what I want you to do is I want you to go over to, and you're going to change boards now because you have a board just for your under contract to close. So what's going to happen is we'll have to look at your workflow, but there should be a workflow that fires and puts her right there.
Yeah.
When it goes there, that's going to trigger the workflow to notify Dana we're under contract, get busy. And then
Okay.
Dana can manage this board as the TC. Your TC should be in your system, guys, by the way, managing your stuff. So when she knows the inspection's happening, because she gets confirmation from the buyer's agent, we're getting an inspection on Thursday, she drags it from under contract to under inspection phase. And then
Now,
she'll
since you
inspection.
since you just brought that up, where do I add? Well, how do I make sure she has the ability to do that here?
Oh,
She
she could.
sees my board.
So you want to give her permissions. She's an admin of all records, so that's what you want. Let her have access to your system, but make sure that she has access to opportunities and stuff.
And that's on here somewhere. I
Yeah,
mean, could
somewhere
I?
on the list. Yep, automations. I'd give her access to just about everything, Steve.
Well, I don't want her changing my marketing stuff. So
Yeah.
even though she probably wouldn't,
She probably wouldn't, but
no, she's not gonna mess with that. Okay. I can go back and do that later, but
Yeah,
I didn't see.
that
I
later.
didn't see
You'll-
where.
yeah, you'll set up her automations, making sure she's good.
Yeah, I didn't see where it said specifically opportunities. That's why I turned everything off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why she needs integrations.
There's opportunities right there.
Oh, right here.
Yep.
Okay, I did have that
Now
on.
she'll be able to log in and then manage your deals with you, moving it across the board. All right, we're in inspection. All right, we're out of inspection. The buyer accepted. Now we go under appraisal. Once the appraisal comes back from the bank, then we go into underwriting, and then underwriting goes to close.
Right. Okay. Yeah, she didn't move over. Jeanette didn't move over.
Yeah, I'll look at your workflows that you may have that workflow off. There should be a workflow that moves them from that other action.
Okay. And that was it. That's it.
That's it. Yep. Yeah, and then Dana will get a text saying, "Hey, we're under contract."
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Here, I'll go in the back end and take a quick look. Why I'm doing that is who else has a question before the big group comes on?
I have a question. This is Mike. So um, we use a program called Folio to communicate with our clients what's happening in the transaction. It allows them to look at a calendar timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible? I mean, I'm always thinking of how I can get rid of things I'm spending $100 a month on, and that's what I'm spending on this program. Is there a way to use Go High Level to do that same thing, like a site that my clients could go to see a timeline of what's going on with the transaction from
Yeah, it's
listing?
like a timeline because I use Folio too. In fact, I just got a Folio report this morning with my house. I just went under contract on from the buyer's agent.
Okay, so you use Folio,
Yeah, I
and
still
you haven't
use
been able to.
Folio. Like, well, I don't because a lot of times it's the other buyer's agent will give it to me.
Okay.
So, but my TC also uses it because my TC sends out a nice report of here's all the critical dates.
Yeah, we use it. So we incorporate like from as soon as we're getting the listing, prep to the listing, my stagers on it, my photographers on it, everyone's on it so they can see what's going on.
Yeah.
Is that something I'm going to have to continue to pay for?
As Go High Level has, we could do it. We just haven't wired it in yet, Mike, but we could create it like a checklist inside of Go High Level, which has all the milestones and different dates. Cause that's what
Yeah,
Folio basically does. It gives you
yeah.
Just this timeline. So
Yeah.
the Go High Level is capable of doing something like that. We just haven't wired it in yet. But I'd like to have a one-on-one with you to brainstorm on it to see how we could cut that over because that's an expense you don't really need if you're paying Folio and the CRM can do it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to pay them anymore. The other thing is, before I watched your import video, previously months ago, we imported a bunch of leads, and we did not do the little trick that you did where they're all capitals, basically.
Oh yeah. You're yelling. I say.
Yeah, exactly. So what is this now that they're in Go High Level?
So what would be interesting is Go High Level, Mike, does an insert or an update if the contact already exists. So you may want to try do a couple just to make sure it works, but take a couple of those leads in the source file that you use to load in. And do the trick by, camel, I call it camel case, uppercase, lowercase, proper case, I guess they call it. Do like a proper case on the leads. They're going to have the same email and phone number. So when you import it, I'm curious to see if the first name and last name go to proper case because it's just going to update. So you may be able to just fix it with just another import and it shouldn't duplicate the record because if they're already in the system, there's an option on the import. It'll just do an update.
And then, this is my last question. This just happened. I had someone call in, and I talked to them on the phone, went into their lead, and it uppercase first and uppercase all the way across for the last name. And this was this was info that Go High Level, I think, put in because all we got was an inbound call
Oh,
And
it's an
then
inbound call.
it
Yeah.
automatically created a contact, but it capitalized every letter in the first and last name. Is
Oh,
that?
that's interesting. I have to look at mine. I don't think I've ever seen that where it all capitalizes it. Yeah, I wonder. I'll ask Go High Level if there's a way that we can control that, but that shouldn't happen when they create the lead.
Yeah, I just saw that. It just
Yeah.
happened. I just
I'll go in
So-
tonight. I'll go into a chat room with the Go High Level support people and see if there's a way we can control that when it creates that contact. Because I hate that. I hate seeing all caps. Because as soon as you talk to them, you send out an email and it's like Mary all in uppercase. Hey, Mary,
yeah,
you want to buy a
yeah,
house?
yep. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.
okay. Yeah, I'll look into that to find out why that's happening. Like you're just saying, when they called the smart number, they ended up in your CRM and it was all uppercase. I'll look
Yeah,
at
exactly.
mine, Mike, because I have a lot of calls on my smart number. I'll see what mine look like. I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, that would be great. I
Okay.
appreciate it. All right. Thanks.
Sue?
Hey, Smarty.
Hey.
I was wondering if you got my email. I used ChatGPT and it told me that Go High Level doesn't allow you to review. Like if I use an RS feed, it's just going to push out there whatever it says. And sometimes I don't like some of the stuff it puts out. And ChatGPT talked about using JSON. I don't know if you've gotten that email, some things to do, but it looked like our account wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, so that's something that we're gonna need to talk to Go High Level support, because all their other posts allow you to do reviews. Like if you do other
Yeah.
posts, you could have a review process, but the fact that RSS doesn't have a review is baffles me. So the first thing I want to do is they have an ideas board, Sue, and everybody should you should go inside your CRM, go to the ideas board. It's right up in the menu and look at the ideas and you could search RSS. And there's probably already a million people that said we need to review our RSS feeds, right? And what Go High Level does is you want to vote. So you definitely want to vote on what you want because they look at the votes and that prioritizes each week what they do. So if there's enough people that want reviews on RSS, then probably next week they'll have reviews on RSS because Go High Level makes updates every single week. They're updating the system.
Okay.
They do
So,
it based on the idea board. What are
and
people
what is
asking?
that? in
So
the system?
the idea board is up in the menu. Let me see if I can show you. So I don't know if you guys have this, but this is there's automation updates. They constantly show you what's new in the CRM up here on the top right. So you see it here, and then ideas should be. May just be a link that I go to. Wait, go at level. Yeah, here it is here. Just ideas that Go High Level.
Oh, okay.
So here, I'll put it in the Zoom chat.
Thanks. That'll be great.
In fact, what I could do is I could put a link in the menu so that we could all easily access. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it in our menu so we can just go and access this a lot easier. Because the nice thing is, Go High Level, they read this every day and every week. Their enhancements are based on what everybody's asking for. So, like if you come in here, you can do a search. So I'll search RSS. Yeah, look at all triggers, scheduling RSS. Right?
There.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Look at all what everybody's asking. 52 people, right? 42 people, right? Email feeds, using email subject lines, triggers. So everybody's asking for enhancements with RSS too.
Oh, okay. So I'm not alone. All
You're
right.
not
Sounds
alone.
good.
There's a lot of people around the world that want what you want. And then, but what's important, guys, is everybody needs to vote, right? The more of us that vote, we're going to get, we will get what we want in the system because Go High Level bases, auto publish. Like this looks like the one you want. You have to kind of read through it and see if this is the one I want, and if not, create a new suggestion. But this one has 75 people are looking for this.
Cool. All right. Thanks, Smarty. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Kevin,
Good, how are you?
good.
Um,
I don't know if you saw my note. You're over. You're up and running on Go High or iList inside the CRM.
yes, that's what you had said. Is there anything else? Do I need to do anything before we kick those leads into there?
No, they're ready to go. Turn on My Plus leads and they'll go into the right automations. Those emails will start going out to those sellers, and then it drives traffic up to the iList cash offer home value page.
Okay, so all that, nothing I need to do right now, just go turn them on, and
Turn them on.
the leads will go from there and start trying to have conversations.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, give it a whirl. Let's see these leads coming in. I'll keep an eye on it. Like if you turn it on today, I'll check on you tomorrow to make sure it's all running smoothly. But it looks like it's all good. It's everything's set up.
Now, when you say I need to go, I need to go into my account, and how does that, to turn them on? How does that happen?
Oh, and My Plus leads.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll show you here. So My Plus leads is easy to connect. There's an API key it looks for. So you come into My Plus leads, and you're going to need to be in the CRM. So let me get rid of some of this stuff. Back here. So in your CRM, if I go to Smarty, you're going to want to grab what's called your API key, guys. When you're connecting any third-party systems, you go into settings and your business profile, and down here is your API.
Okay.
So you want to copy that API, and then you come into My Plus leads, and you come over here to options, and down here they have data integrations right here.
Okay.
And then you're going to look for Go High Level. Make sure you don't use the new one, Steve. Use or Kevin, use Go High Level, this one here.
Okay. And I put it into.
So make sure you're integrated to iList Tech as well. So the leads end up in both places.
So you just hit the little.
Yeah, there's a little plus sign here. You know, when you hit plus, it'll ask you for the API token, location ID, and tag.
Now, what do I put in there?
So in the CRM, if they ask for location ID, that's right here on the top of your business profile.
Okay.
That's your location ID, and this is your API.
Okay. Anything else that
That's
they
it.
want?
Yeah, that's basically it.
Okay. All right. I'll go
What's
in
going to
there.
happen is every day those sellers are going to just drip into your CRM, and then My Plus leads automatically tags them. So if it's a FISBO or expire or whatever, and then they'll go in the appropriate automations, start getting those emails.
Okay. So I don't have to go in there and tweak any of those texts or emails or anything. I can go look at them, but they're ready to go.
You can look at them. They're ready to go. Yeah. Yeah, and it works. Like if you look at mine, I have a smart list. I'm constantly monitoring who's looking at my home value. So I made a smart list here called checked offers and values. And right now I'm up to 893 sellers have checked their values. So this is my hot list. These are the sellers that I'm out constantly talking to try to close deals.
All right. And so that's those three. I got 400 leads that I need to hook that up to of past clients, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I also, so that now with the sellers, with the FISBO and stuff, is the AI already hooked up too, or do I need to go in there and hook that up?
You should have AI hooked up because JP did yours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So JP, you may want to just shoot JP a quick email.
Okay.
Send him a quick email, but I think if he gave you the green light that you're ready, then he has the AI set up.
Okay.
So
Then
just
I'll
shoot him a quick email and find out or check to see if he already sent you a green, he gives you a go, green light go,
Okay.
once he has everything going.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
And we'll get
Hey,
that.
Smarty, I've got another question about the home value. So I'm bringing over out of Fellow, which I'm going to stop using, into Go High Level. And I want to take, it's like 1,823 contacts that have been getting a home value email from Fellow. So I bring them over into Go High Level. I just tag them as home value email, and your system will start, because I notice you have that tag in there.
Yeah.
How
So
to,
yeah, no. So that tag comes in when they go up to see their home value. iList will tag them with that. But
Okay.
basically for the home values, because I was using HomeBot AI. In marketing, you're going to want to, under the marketing, and I have this in the setup training. You go under campaigns right here, Mike. And in the training, I have you build what I have one of my videos. I have you build your smart list. So everybody should have at least 3 smart lists.
So is this something that JP will do, since I'm using him to?
No, he doesn't do the campaigns because it's really up
Okay.
to you to decide what day of the month and stuff you want the campaigns to go out.
Okay.
So he typically doesn't do this part because every realtor has a different feel for when they want that email to go out each month. So there's only 12 emails. So it takes you less than an hour. You'll have both of these set up. So, I show you how to create the folders. So there's a monthly holiday theme. So every month we send out a home valuation email.
Okay.
For me, April 1st, tomorrow, I have about, I don't know, probably like 4,000 sellers are going to get this email. And that email is going to talk about, it's going to have an April Fool's kind of twist to it, but it's going to guide them to go up and check the value of their house.
And that valuation is coming from
My list.
From what?
But what is it coming from? Did you say iList?
My
Is that
list.
who it's
Yeah.
coming? iList. Okay.
Yeah.
So the same thing. So I've got about I have about 300 in Zudilio, and because I want everything to come to. So everything will come through iList. So I don't have to send out an email saying I'm transferring or I'm incorporating new technology or anything. Just set them on the new drip and don't worry about it, because they've all been getting the stuff from Zudilio and from Fellow.
Yeah.
So I don't have to have them approve.
Typically what you're going to do, like I was using Zedalia as well for a while. I exported all my leads out of Zedalia and then put them in here, and then I put them on new drips.
Just put them on. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So when I brought them all over, I said, I'm going to put them on the seller campaign. And then based on the seller type, I put them on motivated seller to also get some cash offer emails as well.
Okay. And that you said I need to do that. And that is in what do I type in to find that how to set it up?
Yeah. So in the course, let me show you. Go in here to the community.
Ooh.
You say take a course.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in the setup, fast track setup right here. And right here is where all that's happening. So, starting right down in here in the seller one. So in the seller one, it's, you got to make sure you get through this stuff here. Now, JP should have done all these. That's why you want to send an email to JP, because he should have done all these for you. But doing he can't do smart lists because smart lists are tied to your login, not, JP's logging in as himself. So you definitely want to watch this video, Mike, to get your smart list done. And then this is setting up your smart list campaign, your seller campaign. And this video is connecting My Plus leads. And then if you're going to import leads from like a Fellow or Zedalia, you export them from Zedalia, and then you can watch this video. I show you how to import them into the CRM.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
So it's really these 4 videos are the ones you want to get done.
Hey, Smarty, before we move on, real quick with My Plus leads, I'm supposed to get FSBOs as well. I've only gotten 6 in the last 2 months, but if I go on Zillow, there's like 40 of them in Vegas. You know how that works?
You want to contact. Well, it's all based on. It's all based on. My Plus leads is based on your default coverage here. So you have to go into default coverage. Make sure you put in your base zip code and how far out. So I'm going 50 miles out from my zip code, and then I picked all my Pennsylvania zips that I want 40 miles out. So that's how it works, Steve. So make sure you have all your zip codes you want.
Yeah, I
right?
thought I did that, but I'll check it. I'll
Yeah,
check it and
double
make
check,
sure.
but in your dashboard, this will tell you how many on the dashboard of My Plus Leads. It'll tell you how many are coming in every day. So like today I got 3. On yesterday I got 1. I got 2 on the 29th, right? Expireds, I got 17 expireds on the 29th. And then Christmas shows up every first of every month. Tomorrow I'm going to end up probably getting like 200 expired listings, right?
Hey.
Because
Yeah, me too.
end of the contract.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that 1:30 works for tomorrow. You didn't respond back to the text message.
No problem.
And then Smarty, one more thing is the workflow that we just did for Dana, my TC.
Yeah.
She didn't get the text either. I just checked with her. She never got any message.
Yeah, I'll check because she's not on the opportunity board. So after this, I'll go back in your back end and we'll look at what's going on with your workflow. But make sure she's on the opportunity board, and then it'll work.
Is that the reason why Dana didn't get it?
It didn't end up on
Okay.
the opportunity board, so it didn't fire.
Appreciate it.
I'll take a look at that, why it didn't go over, but I'll do that offline with you.
Okay.
Hey, Rob.
Hey, Smarty, have you talked to Quick Buy yet on any of your deals?
Yeah, we just had one they denied. Tom, did you reach out yet to him?
No, not yet.
We got to reach out because they
Their
denied
Advantage,
my house.
yeah, their Advantage Plus program that Joe's showing on our dashboard isn't anything remotely close to what they're accepting. They were kind of shocked that I said the initial closing was 89%, and she's no, we're around 75%.
For their quick buy?
With the Advantage Plus, the two-step, just like Zudilio.
Oh, the two-step is
Zoomcast.
different. Yeah, the two-step is a brand new product that I'm not familiar with yet, Rob. So they literally are just finishing up, getting it ready to roll it out across the country. So it's a brand new program, and they want to do it like Zudilio and Zukasa and those guys, like a two-step process.
Yeah, but
I have
Thursday's
them,
meeting
this
with
Friday.
Joe,
This
he was
Friday,
saying that you're gonna be
everybody
paying
can
out
beat them up
89%.
everybody could beat them up on Friday because the leaders are coming on Friday on my mastermind to give us an overview.
Oh, okay.
We'll be able to ask them all the questions, and they'll go over all the numbers and stuff.
Okay, and the last thing that Cheryl said is that after the first buy, we would be responsible as real estate agents to pay all the holding cost and
that's they want us. There's a whole. That's why they want to onboard us. There's a whole other thing that we have to do.
I said, well, that isn't what.
Tom and I are the only two.
Just so you know, that's not what Zudilio and Zoomcast do.
Exactly.
So, okay, thanks.
Yeah, they're going to go through all the requirements and train you guys on Friday, what they expect from us, what the numbers look like, and then you guys can decide whether you use them or not.
Yeah, I just thought we're all getting excited that would be better than Zoomcast or Zudilio, and it sounds like it's not going to be.
I mean, for the one-offs, yeah, but I'm not.
The single buys are much better, Rob. So the ones I'm doing, you get 85% of cash right out of a gate. One close, you're done, and then
but you know what? If anybody accepts those one buys, I'll buy the property myself. I mean,
those one buys are only going to be available for unlisted. If it's been listed in a recent history,
he doesn't do listed properties.
They're not going to do it. You got to go to a two buy.
Well, I know, but if someone, I mean, they're taking 9.65% as a program fee,
right?
Which is $44,000, and they're saying $10,000 in repair. I mean, it's coming down to the point where I would just buy it myself as an investor.
Yeah, I mean, Zudilio is basically, or trade-ins basically wholesalers. I mean, they're passing through, and there's a lot of, respectfully, there's some disconnects in numbers that don't make sense when it's all said and done.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. I mean, I see why Quick Buy could be a real player in this, but managing, I called them and made the connect. So I've got Smarty, I'm sure you've got to manage utilities. There's some things you're going to have to do.
Yeah.
That's a little different than Zudilio or Zoomcasa.
Yeah. There's definitely some things that we have to do as an agent if we're going to work with them.
Right.
They pay us every 4 days. So when the utility bill comes in on Tuesday, they're paying me on Thursday. So it's not like they're not holding on to our money, and I'm 6 months on the market, and I'm paying all those costs. I get reimbursed every week on Thursday, whatever I spend.
Oh, so they reimburse it. It's not like out of your pocket.
Not out of your pocket. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get reimbursed on Thursdays. They process the reimbursables every Thursday.
That's fine. I'll rack up the credit card points.
Yeah, exactly. Get some credit card points, mileage points, and then pay it off on Thursday.
It's kind of like an REO agent inventorying property, right, Smarty?
Yeah. It's very much like if you've ever done REOs, guys, the banks expect you to do the same thing.
That's what she actually asked me. She said, "Have you done any of that?" And I said, "No, but I'm capable of doing it." But
yeah. So they'll be on Friday to give us. I told them our group's not bashful, so we'll have them for focus attention with them and get all the questions asked.
And the background of them too, Smarty, goes back to the senior living, which would tie into what we were talking about last week.
Yeah. Yep.
They've got a really big back end arm with the senior living community. So,
what do you mean by that, Tom?
The reason I was just vague because I don't know what I don't know, and Smarty knows a little bit more, and I'm sure they're going to speak to it on Friday. But when we spoke with them for years, again, correct me, Smarty, but for a long time, they already have. I think it's called Moving Station, and they're connected.
It's the Moving Station, yeah.
They're already look it up, Rob. They've been connected for a long time, and
they're connected with all the senior living across the country, Rob. And they do the Moving Station. They give grandma fell in the bathtub, and the kids are scrambling to get her into assisted living. They come in, they give her 85 right out of the gate, and they close in 10 days, and they give her the cash to move into her new place.
And I thought,
I get most of my business from my wife. She refers me to all of these seniors.
Yeah,
and as much as I love, on one end, if I take my investor hat off and put on, I guess, a realtor hat, with pre-foreclosure, foreclosure, it's a little clunkier, it's a little heavier, like slow moving parts compared to those homes of the outdated grandmom transition, move, senior living kind of thing. What you've been doing in the past, Rob, I that's a lot smoother, I think, to make that transaction. And either A, I'm a realtor, get my commission, make everybody happy, or B, buy it or list it, and then do my investor hat thing. So,
yeah, the seniors. I mean, it's fun industry, but to my recent listings, because we offered cash and then listings, the seller passed away. My wife placed them into a senior community, and by the time the 30 days to close, they both passed. Two of them passed away. So one had to go to probate, which isn't all that bad. The other one did a transfer on deed. So as soon as his mother died, transfer on deed, at least in New Mexico, if it's set up right, he owned the property as soon as she passed. So yeah, seniors are fun, but it's sometimes kind of interesting because you may be working with someone that doesn't have the capacity to make any.
Yeah, make some decisions.
Make
my
some
seniors I
decisions.
helped. She was she had mental illness, so I had to work with the son and trying to get things communicated properly. And
but Quick Buy is connected to a lot of those.
Yeah, that was their business for 10 years, was the senior living transition. They have it's called the Moving Hub or something. They'll talk to us on Friday about it.
Okay.
Bob, you just mentioned something that might save everybody on this call right now $50,000 in commission, because you just talked about a bottleneck that you've experienced, and you've been in this business a long time. Like I have, my wife is a probate pro. When it comes to TC work, she knows exactly what we have to do in our counties, in our area, to get them to the finish line, hold their hand, and do everything we have to. But you just went through something, or a few times, put that SOP in place to be proactive when it comes to a probate, so you're not going to be stuck at the 5-yard line with these deals. And when it's coming up, you have an SOP in place to carry the ball across the finish line.
Yeah, and I blew it because they both happened at the same time, and so, well, that's interesting. You can do a transfer on death deed instead of probate.
Yeah.
Well, I had the other one, and it was going like, well, of course, I didn't figure either one of my sellers would die in between the 30-day closing.
No, nobody figures that. You have a settlement table, and that's sad.
But that's a pro tip right there. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks.
James?
Yeah, Smarty, you were showing that smart list you had. Is it the same one that we set up before? What do we have it called?
Yeah,
Check
we set up a couple
check.
months ago, check website, and then
Okay, so that's the same.
Yeah.
And so I just realized, holy shit, I've had 30 people check in the last week.
Yeah, you got to talk to them.
Yeah,
and,
so
and now you can tweak that workflow and add a call log, and then you put them on a speed dial. So every morning you wake up, you got 10 to call. You just say start, and it starts ringing, and you talk all of them about their value.
yeah. Yeah, I
That's
need to get
awesome.
that set up. So do you have a training on that, or are we going to do that?
Oh, we did that last week. We could do it again on this call. That's a brand new capability inside the CRM, is to put them on the call log.
Oh, well, if you recorded that last week, so I'll go back and look, because I need to go eat some food before I pass out.
Yeah. Yeah, what you would do is just come right here and under sellers, and then
That's just the altitude, James.
Yeah, there's that too.
Right. So you would just do like people that check their home value, right? All you have to do here is you open up that workflow, James, and just stick it anywhere you want. I'll just put it right here.
Okay.
And then here, it's called manual call or manual SMS. So I'll say, let's add an action to call them. And I'll just give it a name. About value. Boom. That's how easy it is, James. So now everybody that checks their home value from an email, they're going to be on my call log. And then every day, well, you want to save.
Is that a task, Mark?
That's a task. It's not a task. It's a call, manual call.
So where's the call log?
And then I'll show you. So you come out of here every day. This is where Bob and I are starting to dial in. You know, my morning routine, guys. I log into the CRM. I look at my dashboard. That tells my health of my business. Did I close? Where am I in closes? How many deals do I have? So I start with the dashboard. Then I go into the opportunity board, and that tells me what's going on on my deals right now. Oh, I got an inspection today at Sheridan Street. I got escrow due on this account. So opportunities lets me see where all my business is, and I move around the board as I know what's happening. And then under conversations is where I make my morning calls. So when I go in here under conversations, right up here, you see manual actions at the top of conversations.
Oh.
And these are the calls I have to make. So the calls are teed up, and I can search and I can organize it by type of calls I want to make. So if I want to do the home value one, right now, I just added that to that workflow, so I have none right now. It says, good job, I'm done. But if I did cash, let me see if I have any cash ones. I think I closed out all my cash. I made a bunch of calls this morning. If I do, yeah, these are all the buyers that clicked on homes. So Melissa clicked on the just reduced homes, right? All these, I sent out a bunch of emails. Look at all these buyers that are checking out my just list homes. And then what you do is you say, let's start. So I hit let's start, and my phone's going to start ringing. I don't want to call right now, but it started the call, and then I could say I left voicemail. I completed the call. It was busy, and then it does the next one, right? So it's an outbound call system, and you can go through a whole list of people. I had 10 people to call early this morning, and I just went one after the other. And in the CRM, it just made the phone call, picked them up, talked about the value, what's the next step, said, have a nice day. It rings the next line, and it just goes through your call log. Right?
Okay.
Beautiful.
Calling.
For every Melissa that does that, Smarty, can you just have an auto set up for RVM on any one of them?
Yeah, you set it up so it puts it on the call log. So then like a Walter can wake up in the morning, he's got 15 calls to make. He says start, and it just starts calling the sellers one after the other.
I understand that. I'm talking about automatic ringless voicemail after they go look at it.
Oh yeah, you could absolutely do that. That's what we do we did it, last week. You drop an automated voicemail, a ringless voicemail, you send them a text, an email. So I already sent them a text, an email, a voicemail. I already do all that. So anybody that checks their value of the house, they're getting communication from Smarty about the house. Campbell?
Wanted to see if anybody else is having this issue with real estate content.ai. It is absolutely wigged out on me. Earlier, it decided that I lived in Austin, Texas, and started using that as my location. Kyle said earlier on a phone call they got that fixed. So I regenerated content again. This time it decided I'm with two different real estate companies, Clario and Michigan. And it pulled that in from some of the web searches that it was doing. So you need to watch what you're doing closely because
Yeah.
it is some funky content.
Yeah, that's not good at all. So
That's not good at all.
yeah, you want to get on with their support people, and they got to sort.
I've already sent it to them, and I've told them how unhappy I am that I'm paying for this,
Yeah,
having to redo it again and again. And
Yeah.
I've got posts that won't even generate right now. One whole day is still stuck in generation for like an hour, and you can't get out of the loop. It's just stuck.
How's their response time, Campbell, on you?
They respond pretty much the same day. And Kyle called me earlier to nip this in the bud before he flew. And I told him I wouldn't say anything to the group because they got it fixed. But then it broke again. And that's why I'm saying something because I want you. I'm more loyal to you guys than I am to Kyle.
Yeah.
He's a service provider. And I will not hesitate to kick his butt to get him to do what we're paying him for.
Yeah.
Because we pay for that service and that's what we should get. So.
And so far, I think he's the kind of guy that would appreciate that butt kicking because he's like-minded like us. So
Yeah, he's like-minded. He wants to make us whole.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Team Hag, Campbell. I just tried to log in. And from our menu on ProEdge, and it says, looks like you're logging in from a mobile, and I'm on my computer.
Yeah, they're having some issues right now, I think, with their servers because I'm also having pages crash on me and reload instantly while I'm generating stuff. I mean, it's just, they're having all sorts of stuff going on.
That's interesting because we just did a whole bunch this morning and it looks fine. So I'm not sure what's going on.
Yeah, I just had one of my blog posts too.
It looks good, Campbell. It's Atlanta and everything looks fine.
Cool. Glad you're getting it because he said I'm one of the only that are getting. I don't know why I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Speaking of RE content, have you guys figured out a way? And I sent him a message through support on our weekend events. Like I put that in and it'll pull up like our Jazz in the Park, which doesn't even start till June. I'm like, I'd like to have stuff that's actually happening on
in the
weekend
prompt.
coming
Did you
up.
say this weekend?
Yeah.
You did do this weekend. That's interesting.
Yeah. Things to do in Denver this weekend is all.
Try giving it dates next time, the specific dates you want it using.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this, but inside Real Estate Content AI in the
margin
settings, down here in the settings, where is it? He added the go high level blog details. Let me see if I could find it real quick. I was in it today or yesterday.
Yeah, account down at the bottom. Below the colors that.
Yeah, right here.
Blog settings.
Account. Do you see it? I thought it was right here.
Yeah, go to settings and then it should just default to account.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
And then scroll down. Marty, scroll down to the bottom of your screen.
Right.
Yeah, I'm at the very bottom.
Oh, weird. Mine shows it.
Mine has blog settings below that.
Yeah, I know. I saw it yesterday. That's weird.
See? Wonky time to be showing stuff on their system.
Yeah, it looks like their system's doing some stuff. But the nice thing about it that he did add for us is just for our group. But under the account settings now, you can set your author and your category for the blogs. That's just one less thing you have to do when the blogs hit your site. So he's making it better and better as he keeps feeding the blogs to our site. He didn't have that stuff, but now he's adding keywords and some other things that'll be really nice for us. So when the blogs do come from his site, it should have the relevant data that we need to just automatically post.
We still need to update the SEO words, right?
Yeah,
Currently?
SEO we still have to do. Yeah. Yeah, that's stuff he hasn't filled in yet, but he wants to do that. So he's working with the Go High Level API to see what he can and can't do.
Is
He
Go
wants
High
to-
Level going to allow us to just be able to copy and paste all of them, or do we have to keep doing them individually?
I'm sure that's going to be a copy paste all of them. That's just a matter of time. Again, Sue, everybody's just got to go to the idea board, search for that, and just vote. The more of
Okay.
us that vote, the more likely it's going to be in the system next week. You know, they constantly add what we're voting into the product. It's not like a company we have to wait until 2026 to get that feature. So enough of us scream about, hey, we can't copy and paste keywords at one slice. That that's on the ideas board. Everybody just needs to vote on these things. So another thing I did over the weekend, guys, I told you guys I was going to do it for everybody. If you were on Friday's call with InstaShow, and James, I was going to ask you how you made out, and Bill Burns was going to go see some open houses from FISBOs this weekend. If you go into your sites, I wait. Right here. You're going to see under websites. I gave you guys the InstaShow web page. Okay. So in the web page that I did, if I open it up, I deliberately didn't put a header, a menu, or a footer in there. In Campbell, I had everything aligned properly now, and it looks good on mobile.
Perfect.
It looks good on mobile. So you guys have the template, and all you need to do to put it on your website is hit the three dots. You're going to say clone, and you're going to pick your website, just like this. So Smarty's website, and I clone. That's all you have to do, guys. So now you have an instant. Now there's more you have to do once it goes over there, but you've now copied this page I gave you onto your main Campbell website. If you just did what I did. So now what I want you to do is you're going to go to your website where you just copied it, and you're going to open that baby up. So it's all the way at the bottom. Here's InstaShow. Now I already have it on my website. I think I put it on there last night. So I have it already right here. So I'll do it again for you guys. You're going to hit the three dots. You're going to hit settings, get rid of the word clone, and get rid of the numbers. Now I'm going to get rid of all of it. So it just says InstaShow. So now, after this saves, if I open this up, this is on Smarter the Realtor /InstaShow. And I have the web page. Now, because I didn't want to mess with anybody's menus. So when I deliver pages to you guys, they're footer and menu lists. So that way, all you have to do is you're going to go into edit. You're going to hit the plus sign in the top left and look for global set sections right here on the left. And let's put the global header back in. So I just drag and drop it there. So now my menu's in the system. And I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm going to hit the plus, global sections, and I'm going to put the footer down at the bottom. So now I have the footer. So now in about a minute, I now have an InstaShow website that I could direct people on the MLS for my showings. So the purpose of this page, guys, is to give it to a FISBO, or when you have a listing, if you're going to use InstaShow for your bookings, you'll put that URL. I'm going to put Smarter the Realtor /InstaShow URL in the agent remarks on my MLS. And the agent remarks are going to say all offers must be submitted through Home Offers EZ. And I'll give them that website for details. And all showings are going to be made through the InstaShow showing app. Downloaded on the App Store today.
So, I mean, our our MLS, I don't know about yours, but we can't have branded stuff in our MLS. So would this not work because it's branded?
Private
We're
remarks.
we're allowed to do it in the agent notes. We can't do it on in public remarks, Jonathan. So in agent notes, I can put whatever I want
Okay.
because these are notes
Yep.
to the agents.
I've been talking with those guys a bunch about this because we've done that with our online offers, like the your platform too.
Yeah.
What we'll do just to kind of help get past this with the MLS, and they may just dig their heels in, but in your listing agreement, you have it saying that the seller is requesting us to use this showing service. And then maybe the MLS will back off because we're saying, hey, the seller is asking us to do this.
We're serving the seller. That's right, James. So if the
Yeah.
seller says we want showing instant show,
Yeah. So
be
that's
more secure and stuff than showing time.
yeah.
No, that's it.
Already
That's
got a little dilemma on this page. When I go to try to load it into mine, it doesn't give me that option to take it there. It's only duplicating it there. I can move it into it.
Here,
by
share your
making a
screen.
folder.
We all have the same system, Campbell.
I'll show
It
you.
all works the same way.
Here's
Just
exactly
one go
what's
high
going
level.
on. Okay, now watch this. When I go here, I got to move y'all out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, when I go here.
No, you don't do it there. You have to open the site.
Open the site?
Yeah, you're copying the page.
There we go. That's the problem. Thank you, sir.
And then, no, not there. Don't do it there. That's just going to make a copy on the current website. You're cloning it somewhere else.
There we go.
And then hit the blue button. So
now I see the error of my wicked ways.
Yep. Now it just took a copy of this Insta show and put it on Campbell's main website. So now you're going to go to your website, and at the bottom you'll get rid of the name, the clone, put whatever words you want on your slug.
White coat in the back. Yes, I know that, Nancy.
So you'll put your slug in, and then put your header and your footer, and you're done.
Yep.
And it's your page, so make it look any way you want. It's your page at the end. So
thank you, sir.
Got the start
a bunch.
And I made it mobile friendly, so it looks good on the mobile device.
I think we could also add that like create just an individual page on a third level domain, and then just include that in the public remarks as long as we don't have our branding.
Mm-hmm.
Not picking up the email and phone on the bottom. We just type in there.
Oh yeah, so that's something I found this morning. So you're gonna just type it in. So what, Tim, share your screen. I'll just show everybody what Tim's seeing and how to fix that. It should be picking up the custom value, or your details. But if it doesn't, if you're running it and it doesn't show your phone number and email, just change it at the bottom of the screen.
It's up in the way here. There we go.
And I know some of those custom values had a space between the brackets and then the words. Maybe that's it.
It's right here.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So just click on there. Click on the words. No, don't click on the actual word. Click off of it because you want to be in the editor. And then just go down to the bottom, put the cursor at the bottom and delete that location email and type in your email, Tim. Just delete backspace.
Smarty, are you putting your personal cell phone in on your pages?
No, I have my smart number.
Okay, because a bunch of my pages have my personal number. I'm like, oh, I think yeah, maybe on the FISBO one. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't
know.
want to my cell phone.
Not right away.
Once they become a client, I give them my cell phone and we switch over to the iPhone. So did everybody see what Tim did? So if you just want to put more content information down below, you can put whatever you want down there. It's just like a text editor. So just change the phone number, put your email in, and then save and publish, and then you'll have an Insta show. And then let me see. I think I have a copy of it.
Thank you. That's awesome.
seeing if I have, Randy was gonna send me, the remarks for the MLS. Let me see if I can find it real quick for everybody.
Oh, I've got those if you can't find it.
Yeah, do you want to, if you have it, do you want to copy it in the Zoom chat?
Yeah, let me look for it.
So it's just nice words to put in the agent remarks on the MLS.
Would you post that in the community, please?
Yes, yeah, we'll put it in the community. You find it, James? Looking real quick.
Yeah. He sent it as a PDF, but I put it into a Word doc so I can copy it for you guys. Here you go. I'll just put it in the chat. You want me to send the Word doc to you, Smarty, so you can put it in the community? Oh, shoot. It's too long. Here, I can do the private remarks, and then here is the public.
So that everybody see in the Zoom chat, the InstaShow guys gave us this text that we could use, and I may put it into ChatGPT and have it rewrite it. But the whole idea is you want to have a message that you put in the agent remarks that says, for this listing, all showings are done on showing time. And
Did they share a PDF?
what I want to do is
Yeah.
put a PDF in agent remarks. So my MLS doesn't let me do a PDF. Well, no, you can do a PDF in documents, in the documents section. So that's actually a good idea. Is I'll have a PDF version of it, docs, and then I'll have it in the agent notes. So the agents will find it one way or the other. I have a Home Offers Easy PDF that I put in all my listings.
They're still working through some glitches. One thing that when you create a listing and you got to put 2 photos in there and a nickname for the property and that address and a description, and it kind of goes on, and there's no way to just kind of save it as a draft. You have to get all the way to the end and at least put some filler text in. I was like, that kind of sucks when you're like,
No, you want to draft
especially
it
if you're
first. Yeah.
especially if you're on mobile. It's like
Yeah.
you want to put in like a long description, so you got to
Yeah.
go back, and it's easier just to do it on the desktop. So they're going to make it address that, so it makes it easy.
Yeah.
And make it so it updates, because like I was working on the desktop version and it wasn't updating on the mobile, and I was like, what do I got to do? I had to shut down the app. So they're figuring some stuff out, but overall, I set up 2 this weekend. A friend of mine, he's a wholesaler, so we're doing 1 rent to own and 1 listing on the MLS. So
Oh, that's awesome. You gotta let us know how it goes. Yeah, getting those showings and stuff. You'll be probably the first, the most advanced. Let us know how those showings are happening this week and next week.
Yeah, totally.
And I don't know if Bill Burns is on, but Bill was planning on going to a whole bunch of open houses for FISBOs and bringing the InstaShow rider and get them set up.
Marty, with that web page, what are you adding on the area that says search for and then in brackets property address?
Oh, so what I did was I'll show you mine. I just changed everything to my listings. So I'll share. So in my copy here, I just said, scheduling experience for our listings. Is that what you're talking about, Campbell? Or
down below on item number 4, line number 2.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I didn't change this yet. So this one here, I'm just going to say search for address.
Let's just say search for address, and that's it.
Yeah, search for address.
And get rid of the brackets.
Yeah. And then if I want to put my own email here, I'll just go like this. You don't need to use a custom value, but because it's your page. So I'll just go in and put Smarty. Then my smart number. like
What
that.
do you mean by smart number?
It's your CRM's number.
Okay.
We call them smart numbers. And then down at the bottom, you could change the words there to say, viewing our listings and making the process smooth as possible, whatever you want to put in there. And then save and publish.
I gotta work, guys. God, let me work.
So one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is my next project this week is the survey, Campbell, that you and I talked about. Now that we're all using Falcon, I'd prefer them not to go to necessarily, if they come to my website, I don't want them to put an address and get a cash offer or home value on the old iList screen anymore. I'd rather get some information from the seller, especially if I'm running an ad, and then pop up a video of me saying, hey, thanks for your information. I'll get right back to you with some details, giving me an opportunity to put it on Falcon and get a presentation together. So is that what you had in mind, Campbell, too?
That is correct. And I've already built a form for myself for it. I'm just trying to figure out what to do behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. So my thought is if you look at, if we go back and look at our friend Mark, markspain.com, right? That's what he does, right? So, when you're on his website, and this is what our websites have the same address bar, right? The difference is we pop up Joe's system right away and say, here's your values and your cash. But when Mark does it, 365 Newbury in North Wales, my old digs, he goes into a survey. So we could do the same thing on Go High Level. So in Go High Level, I'm going to build this survey for everybody. If you want it, I'll build this survey out. I'll have some images. Are you the property owner? Right? Yes, I am the property owner. Next step.
This
Right?
can help. This can help start peel the onion, Smarty.
Yeah, peel the onion. Exactly. We want the 4 pillars here. So is my house listed? It's not listed. Boom. When are you looking to move? Less than 3 months. Right? Are you looking to buy? Yes, I want to buy. Where did you see us on Facebook?
But
Boom.
more importantly, when it's specified to a market channel like a probate or a divorce or something else, it could be really catered with kid gloves.
Yep. T. Kelly at AOL.com.
Smarty, make sure you give them Tom's real number so they'll call him.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Give me your real stuff so you'll get a call.
So Tom can tell us how they handle it. Tom, you don't mind doing that research for the team, do you, buddy?
I'm all in. I'm in it for everybody. Absolutely.
Hang on.
Whatever it takes, I'm here.
All right. So there's Tom's email and his phone. You're going to get a call from Mark Spain's group. "90, get my offer," right? So you'll notice here, he doesn't give any offers or home values. At the end of the survey, you're one step closer. We'll reach out to you shortly. So Tom's going to get a phone call and an email from the system, right? And then review our 5-star reviews and stuff. So my thought is,
screenshots, right, Smarty?
My thought is this page is going to be a dub video of me talking to them and saying, thanks for your information. I'm Smarty. I'll be getting all your offers and values together, I'll be in touch with you shortly, right? So I think there's a great opportunity to showcase yourself in video form, reaching out to the seller in this last page, right? And then you could have other content, like we could put our Google reviews right on the bottom of the page, right? I don't need to have a link here. We could put our Google reviews right on the bottom of the page.
Smarty, here's what I would do here in the video. I would reach out to them and I would tell them, here's what the next steps are.
Mm-hmm.
I am reaching out to our network of nationwide buyers to find out who is a player for your team. From there, I'm going to have to book a time to see your house because they require us to get photos. So I'll call you once I have this so they know what to expect.
Absolutely.
And they know you're going to reach out, because anytime you prepare them for that, and they're already thinking, okay, here's what we do next.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to shoot that video this week and get this survey done. And Campbell, I'll work with you, and you and I will maybe get it ready for the team on Friday. We'll have it ready to
Glad to help, buddy.
Account, and then you guys can, if you want to start shooting your videos, guys, shoot your video this week of what you want to tell the seller after they fill out the survey. Like Campbell just said, you want to have a video that you present to them as next steps. And then that would just be a dub video right here. If you don't have dub, we could do a YouTube video or whatever if you're not a dubber.
Because Smarty, when we tell them that that's what the investors require as a next step, is for us to come over and inspect the house and get photos, then they're not going to give you any pushback on that, because
when you text them back and stuff, they're knowing that, yeah, exactly. And they saw your face, they heard you, they heard your voice, you're talking about what the next steps are. Yeah, that's fantastic. And then our job, guys, is now to go into Falcon and get some offers for that homeowner. And Tom's going to bend Dan's ear to get Gary an offer. Tom, I really need you to make that call, Tom. You gave him the comps, so you got to talk to that underwriter. You're the appraiser, and say, no, you're wrong. These two houses just sold, right? He thinks the houses aren't selling up there over $1 million. You had two in the comps that were sold in January of 2025 or February of 2025. So one other thing, another good feature I wanted to show you guys in Go High Level. Everybody should do this, especially if you have reviews other places. So I have a training video on reputation management. If you go into the how-to, there's how to get your 5-star reviews and stuff. So go to my training course in the how-to. It's all around reputation. It's getting reviews. Up in here, there's a lot of capabilities here. So in here, you have requests, what reviews you got. There's a widget. There's listings, right? So I configured my widget, how I want it to look. And then I have this right on Smarty the Realtor. So you could put these review widgets anywhere you want on your web page. So when you look at my digital business card, there's all my 5-star reviews.
Do we have an ability to arrange which ones we want them to see first?
So what they do, and I'm going to show you in here, you have the ability to say which ones are shown on the website, not that I want Campbell's before Mary's. So I can't say I want Campbell's before Mary's, but what I can do under settings is I can go in and say, I only want 5-star reviews shown on my website. So you could say, I said 4 and above. You could do a bunch of stuff here. So I have it set up for review AI. I'm doing Google and Facebook, 4-star reviews. I'm using AI to respond to my reviews. So, and I said I want an hour delay. So I had somebody give me a 5-star review this morning at 10 in the morning. At 11 in the morning, I responded to that person in a beautiful first person thanking them for the nice review, all done through the AI. So this is where you configure that. And then you could also put at the end of your review response, I'd said, thanks, Smarty, at the end. So over in here, this is a really cool feature, guys. Look at this. So you have your review link. So you could identify which reviews. You could also do what's called review balancing. So you can now configure balancing of, I want 100% of my leads going to, like right now it's doing auto balancing, but I could say auto balance, I want Zillow, Facebook, and Google. 33, 33, 33. Everyone's wondering, where's Zillow? I'm going to show you in a second. So Go High Level just really enhanced this thing. So if you go into the review system under settings, you go all the way to the bottom here. Look at all the places you can pull your reviews in from in the CRM. So this morning, I integrated to my Zillow account because I have some 5-star reviews up on Zillow. So I want those to show, right? Yelp, I have some Yelp reviews. TripAdvisor, I have a review. So you could start to add reviews from all over the place. The normal ones are Google and Facebook, but if you have Zillow reviews, you can now pull those in very easily in the CRM. So just watch my training. I go through every one of these settings and I show you how to set up the settings. You could also have a QR code. So I have a table tent for my closings. So I bring the table tent to the closing table, and when I hand the keys over to my buyers, I say, would you kindly take out your phone and give me a 5-star review? That's when they're happiest. They're going to scan it, open up my review, and give me my 5-star review. Okay. So all this is all brand new inside of Go High Level. This has been totally revamped. And over here you have, I got to update my business data here. Oh, it looks like there's, they even give you stuff that you have to do right now, like connect Google. Like I have to reconnect my Google right now, sync location data, and then connect Facebook, which I already completed. So it kind of walks you through everything you have to do here. Your business, it has your business entities. So that's my Google page, my analytics, going to show me my reviews coming in, suggestions. What was that? 61,000.
But that's an extra pay feature.
Wow, I've had 61,000 impressions.
But Smarty, it shows $49 a month to activate the.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So the review system though, Sue, is not $49. All this is free. It's like some of the advanced stuff, some of the analytics. If you want some of those advanced analytics, there may be an upcharge. But all of this is free, free, free. This is your widget. So the widget is really cool, guys. You could have different widgets. You can create as many as you want for your different pages. So you come in and you edit the widget. And on the widget, you could change the source, right? You could change the look of the widget, if it's a list, a grid, how many reviews, maximum number of reviews to show, and what you want to see, just 5-star, 4-star, and so forth.
With it. My Google's not working.
So you could do a widget for each one, like Zillow, Yelp, and then
yep.
That way they know the source of each.
Yeah, exactly,
okay.
Sandy. You could do, and all you do is you say create new.
Cool.
So there's a new button, and then you say this one's going to be Zillow.
This is huge for me because I've been in the business 35 years and most of mine are on Yelp, and I can't seem to use those reviews on anything. I can't get them over to anywhere.
Yeah.
And so this is awesome for me. I can
so watch this, Sandy. You come over to settings, come to integrations, and I think Yelp is right down here.
I saw it, yes.
Right? So all you do is when you say integrate, you're going to put your URL for Yelp for your profile right here, and it does a request. And it only takes like an hour. So I put them in for Yelp and Zillow.
So what's the URL that goes there?
That's your Yelp.
The Yelp.com, whatever, Sandy Merle, whatever?
Yep. Sandy,
I see.
Profile is, right?
Okay.
And then it is going to pull those in. And I did the same for Zillow. I put my Zillow link in, and now I have Zillow connected. So when you make the widget, right, up in the widgets up here, all you do is you come up here after this loads. Come on. Refresh. And they have a button that just says new widget. And then you could put that widget on a different part of your web page. So you could have your Zillow or your Yelp reviews, your Google reviews, and so forth on the page.
I've been getting a lot of that spinny.
Yeah, oh, log me out.
Is it high level or is it?
This is high level. They may be doing a big push. I know they're doing a big push with some new features this week. So
I mean, I get it late at night when I'm trying to get on. I have to like log out, log back in, log out, log back in.
that's because they do all the updates when everybody sleeps, and Sandy's
Except for
awake when everybody sleeps.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, most software companies do upgrades between like East Coast between like midnight and 4 a.m. And Sandy's like wide awake doing stuff and the system's crashing.
Hey, Smarty, I had a quick question. In the contact record under ProEdge AI bot, should that be set on or off?
In where?
You go to your contact record, is to open up any contact.
Yep.
And then go down to ProEdge AI bot. And there's an AI status.
Can't
I
see
just
your
noticed
screen
this
anymore, Smarty.
about a week or so ago.
We can't see your screen anymore.
Yeah, 1 second. I'm toggling. It's not toggling. I got to restart my go high level.
And it's just a binary yes or no, AI on, AI off.
Oh, I know where that is. I'll tell you what that is in a second. So, Bob Milloway. I don't know if Bob, are you on? I don't know if Bob's on this QA. He's got a bunch of closings this next couple weeks, but Bob uses it quite a bit. So, what that is it's called suggestive AI, and you can turn it on and off, Rory. So, when you're texting somebody, you could ask the bot to suggest the response. And with
Oh, is that right? When I turn
AI,
it on, it loads up my custom value for the AI into that field.
Let's take a look at what you're seeing.
I can't share on this laptop. I'm sorry.
Give me a second. I can't toggle to my account.
I mean, maybe I can. Let me see if I can get that open.
Yeah, that's a nice feature if you want to use a lot of the texting services are using that. It's called, even like the iPhones now, when you try to do a text message, suggestive AI comes up.
But that's all it is just suggestions.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm back up. Let me open up my screen. So I'm on contacts. Where are you seeing that, Rory?
Down over on, open up a contact record.
Yeah.
And then to the menu, go to the menu on that, or on the left-hand side, that keep scrolling down, ProEdge AI bot.
Oh, no. This is these are just fields for the bot. You don't need to go in there. So I know what you're talking about. So right
open it up. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you don't need to do any of these. This is the bot this is a section where the bot is updating values on the contact to know where it is in the conversation. You never have to go in there and look at that, Roy. Just ignore that section.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that is there. So
I was just curious why it had a yes or no. There you go. So
yeah, it's AI's on or off. Because when the bot's talking to people, it'll shut it off at a certain point because it's too late at night. Then it puts it back on. So it's doing the updates, Rory.
So the bot's toggling that on and off. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank
and
you.
it has intro message, what the prompt was, what the response channel. Did they come in on SMS? What was the body of the message that the person said? So these are fields that the bot manages, not us.
Okay.
Just talking to somebody.
Thank you.
Yeah, but there is suggestive AI in here somewhere.
Marty, you need to go to the settings and turn it on through your AI settings.
Yeah, I don't think
conversational. Conversation AI. Yeah. Oh wait, no. Damn it, where is it?
This is all new. They just added all this new conversational updates now. So
I think it's there, but it used to be different.
Yeah, now they have general Q&A, booking, start from scratch.
Because I have it automatically working for me. It just what it does is yeah, suggestive right there.
Yeah, here we go.
So I just have it on suggestive. It can be on autopilot where it will just automatically respond, but I don't want that.
Yeah, you can either do autopilot or suggestive. It'll tell you what you should write, and then you can accept it or not, and put it in. You can pick your channels: Facebook, Instagram, chat, web chat.
What I should do is I should put Instagram on autopilot because
Yeah.
all those bots that freaking annoy the crap out of me.
Yeah, yeah. You can set up an Instagram bot and just to respond to everybody. And by the way, guys, it's like 0.2 cents, 2 cents a response. They do have an unlimited plan. So just keep an eye on your AI in the system. And if you're spending more than $90 a month, then you may just, over $100 a month in AI conversations, you may just want to go to the unlimited plan, which is $97 for Go High Level.
That's an insane margin, 2 cents on a response like this.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Any other questions, guys?
Do you have training on that create the bot?
I haven't done the create the bot training yet, Sue, because this is all new. They just added this, so I haven't done any training on this yet, but I will. I'll do some training on it.
I don't
Where do
want
you go to check how much you've spent per month?
In your billing.
On the left side, is it settings? How do you get to billing?
Settings and billing.
Okay.
Do you have any metrics on, like, when you were talking about the 900 people that were looking at their values? Is there any? Do you have any metrics yet on how many people needs to be in there per closing, or is it?
Not really yet, John. It's a numbers game. I talk to sellers all day long, and I have 9 listings right now. I'm getting 5 more. I'm in preparing, so my business is healthy. With my listings I'm doing. So is that a factor of I have 800 that looked at their values and now I have 10 listings? I don't know if there's any correlation there because I'm still talking to those other 800 to get more listings.
Definitely the warming helped you get to that 800 number, though, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Because if you don't warm, if you're landing in junk mail, nobody's going to see you.
Should we? I think AJ put in like 5 or 6 emails. Should we pull one of those out with the highest score and start marketing with that now, or?
Good, yeah. It depends on how long. It's been a while since he's had it on, over a month, right?
I think it's been about 3 or 4 weeks. I don't know.
Yeah,
Some of them are up to 88. And when you do that, that one, as long as you keep it warming, it'll still bring that up, or?
Yeah, it'll still bring it up. In the warming game, it all depends on how many emails you're sending out too. So if it's warming 30 a day and you're sending out 1,000 emails to expireds, and 900 of those expireds told you to stop and unsubscribe, then you're hurting your reputation. That reputation is going to go down the drain, right? So it's all about or people reading your emails and stuff. That's what gives a nice healthy email. You get points by the email gods. Did they open the email? Did they click on a button in the email? Did they respond to the email? Right?
Don't send a big list. Just turn it on and let it do its thing slowly.
Do it slowly. You want to drip it. Yep.
Smarty, on the blogs, do we have a way that they can sign up to the bloggers? What's the best way to do that?
To do what?
Sign up to the blog, or what's the best way that they can sign up to the blog?
Oh, I don't have any sign up. I want everybody to read my blog.
Yeah, but usually, someone can subscribe to that. So, is there a way to do that?
Oh, you could send out an email and have them subscribe. They click a button to subscribe.
Isn't there a way to subscribe to people's blogs if they're interested in that type of subject?
Yes, no, like the big corporate blogs, like CNN's blog and stuff. They're going to want to get an email from me to read their blog.
I mean, that's what these bloggers do, right? That's how they get their readers. They have people subscribe to it, right?
Yeah, so you could just have a process in front of your blog so you don't show anybody your blog until they fill out a form. So instead of having a blog menu that opens up to read the blog, you could have a blog menu that opens up a pop-up, says subscribe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what,
It was more like to keep them re-engaged if they want to stay, if they wanted those blogs sent to them.
yeah, I didn't want everybody, you know, because everybody's in my database. I have 9,000 people in my database. I want them to be reading my blog. They're already in my database, so I don't need to ask them to subscribe to the blog.
Okay.
Because I'm sending out emails and, you know, certain topics like about the Eagles Super Bowl, I was sending out to everybody and they were reading my blog. And
But how are you sending those blogs out? Is that because you're blogging to your website? But
yeah,
are you
so
then
you set it out as a campaign.
okay? So you do that separately once you created your blogs.
Yeah, when I create the blog, remember we did that for Bob. We have a whole training on it. So
Okay.
there's training in the course that tells you how we do our marketing. So, you know, once a month, like tomorrow, you know, they may even have it here, listing the leads. Everybody should watch that training in the course and just follow our recipe. Everybody should follow this recipe.
How often are you sending your blogs out?
I only do it for I
user.
do it for the interesting ones. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do tomorrow because tomorrow's the first of the month, right? So the first of the month, I have it in my calendar to do a couple things. One is I go to Real Estate Content AI on the last day of the month. So this morning I got a message to fill up April with Real Estate Content AI. So I filled out my whole posting schedule. Took me less than a cup of coffee. Drinking my coffee this morning, I had all April filled up with great posts. Okay. So that's my last day of the month. I just make sure the next month's really good with content. Then I come into listing the leads, and in listing the leads, you're going to go into the marketing calendar or the dashboard. And down here on the dashboard, you're going to see, here it is right here. So it's already there for us to do it, guys. So there's training on how to do this, guys. So I'm not going to do it now, but this is what I'm going to do tonight before I go to bed, right? This is a great email of 10 great dates in April, right? It's well-formed email.
I remember that.
Right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the code right here, and I'm going to go into Go High Level. I'm going to create a campaign. I'm going to create a brand new email. I'm going to paste the code in there, and my email's done. So literally, I copy the code. I'll start it here just so you guys see it. So over here, I have remember, I'm a big believer of organization. So everything's in a folder in Smarty's account. So I'm going to do this as a newsletter, right? And I'm going to go in and say new blank editor. I'm going to give it a name, April 10 fun dates, like that. I'm going to come over to the plus sign. I'm going to come down here to the code right here, drag and drop it. I'm going to get rid of this other shit. Boom. So now I just have a code box. And then I'm going to copy that in there, hit save. And there's my email that's going to go out. It looks great on phones. Don't worry about the look here. This looks great on a mobile device and it looks great on a desktop. So I got my signature, my phone information, all the dates. And then I'm going to go in and say send and schedule. I'm going to batch it. Now, if you guys did your smart list, like I told you, you come down here and you pick your smart list. I have a smart list called newsletter, which is going to go out to 6,620 people in my database is going to get the April newsletter.
Why wouldn't you send to everybody?
It is. That's everybody.
I mean, your entire database.
That is my entire database.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Sorry.
That's my newsletter blog database, right? So that's a smart list that I told you guys to create.
No, I mean like all your sellers, all your buyers, everyone.
That's what this is. It's called the newsletter blog, which is my entire database.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Right. So up in here, I'm going to do everything here. So over in listing the leads right here, they gave me the title I could use. So if I want to do this, I could do this, use the title. So the from email Smarty the realtor, Smarty the realtor. The subject line, I'm going to paste in what they gave me. Now, this is a great new feature, guys, but remember, you always want to batch things. You never want to do 6,000 at once, right? So I'm going to say I want to start this tomorrow, the 1st, and I'm going to start roughly around, I'll call it 9 a.m. 9:15 sounds good to me. So I put it in. I'm going to decide my batch. Now, totally up to you, but what I do, anytime I look at my numbers, I decide for this campaign, do I care if they all get them tomorrow? Or is it okay if they get them this week, right? So totally up to you. You control your batch. So if I want to send it to everybody gets this email on the 1st of the month, then I'm going to divide 6620 by how long of a period I'm going to send them. So if I'm starting at 9 in the morning, I don't want to send an email no later than like 7 or 8 at night. So I'll do 8 at night because it's staying light. So that's going to be my window. So I have 9 to 8. So I have 11 hours of sending emails. So I know I have to send 6620. So my calculator, 6620 divided by 11. So I need to send about 600 an hour. Okay. Am I making sense, guys? So now I'm going to go down and say in the batch, I'm going to do 600 every 1 hour. So now everybody in my database will get this in tomorrow for the nice 10 fun dates in April.
I got a clever reply from Mark Spain. It's in the chat, Smarty.
Not nice.
Pretty clever.
Very good. Well, I'll share it to everybody in a second. So one thing I wanted to show you guys is a new feature of Go High Level has this little checkbox down here. And also remember, when you're picking your audience, you always want to say, yes, include them. So this advanced condition, make sure this always says yes, not no. And what that does is if I have my plus leads come in tomorrow, which they're going to come in, right? So this is a perfect example of why you want to have yes, is I have a smart list, which is for my newsletter, which is everybody in my database. If I had no, only 6620 will get this newsletter. But tomorrow, I know, because it's the 1st of the month, my plus leads is going to dump at least 150 to 200 new sellers into my database tomorrow because all those listings expire tonight at midnight. So I'm going to get a whole bunch of expireds in my database tomorrow morning. I want those 200 people to also be on the newsletter smart list. So if I say yes, include them, then they will also get the newsletter tomorrow. Am I making sense? So yes is an important question to answer. Now, this is a really cool feature they just added. Resend the email to everybody that didn't open the email. So I can click on this and decide when do I want to resend it. So I'll send it 2 days later.
Different time.
Different time. I'll just say, boom. I'll do send. I'll do 2 hours later or 4 hours later. So whenever they get it, and then I can have a different subject line. So instead of using this one, right, 10 interesting days, I can come over here and say,
Don't let this go to spam.
Did you see my 10 interesting days in April, right? So just a different subject line. And then all I do is say save and schedule.
How about
Go
what
to
you
add
need to
C.
know about April?
What's that?
What you need to know about April.
Yep.
You missed a word, I think.
Where did I miss a word?
You said, what did you see?
Oh, yeah. So what I could do, because they haven't been scheduled, is I can edit these guys. So you can refresh, or I could delete it and start again. But you should be able to edit them. Where's the
You just click on it instead of the dots.
Yeah, let me see. I should be able to edit it. If not, I'll just delete it and redo it, because I don't like to do it in front of you guys. I'll do it at night. But in any case, what's really cool is I'm going to send it out. This will show the execution date. So on April 1st at 9:15 a.m. Oh, there it is. Wait. I could say reschedule. Oh, update email content. That's what it is right here. So it just wasn't scheduled yet. So now I could update it. I have the email. I go to schedule and send. And then Rob, you said I missed did you see my 10 interesting dates? Is that what you're looking at, Rob?
Yep.
You see my 10 interesting dates in April, and then I'll say schedule. So you could edit these as long as they're not in progress. So I can't tomorrow at 10 in the morning say, oh shit, I want to change it because it already started at 9. So it doesn't let me do those. But what's cool about it now is I'm going to be sending out to like 6,600 or so, or maybe probably 6,500 people are going to get this April email. I'll be able to see the stats, how many people opened it, what was the click rate, and so forth. So you could do all kinds of stuff. And I have a link up to my website so they can go check out my website. And then, if they didn't open the email 2 days later, they're going to get another batch. So they have two chances. I'll touch them twice if they didn't open the email.
Hey, Smarty, that was listing and leads you generated that.
Yep. Listening to leads gives us email content every day, Brian. Every day I log into Listen to Leads. They have all kinds of really cool stuff you could do marketing with. And I know that the first of every month, they always give us the fun dates of that month. So I have a recurring meeting in my calendar that says, Smarty, it's the first of the month. Go into Listening to Leads and send out that email, right? So it's just an activity that I have on my calendar that pops up on my calendar every day, every month, to know that I go into Listening to Leads, I grab that email, and it takes me like 5 minutes to get done. It doesn't take you long. So you're constantly staying in touch with these people. I'll be right with you, Steve. Hey guys, once I have a guy's painting in the front door. Let me just see what he wants.
How are you guys dealing with your instantly emails? Are you getting rid of those on a daily basis?
Yeah, Smarty created basically you go a smart list, and every day you just click on it, it pulls those up, and then you delete them.
There's a real simple workflow you can do too.
I tried that. What did you come up with?
The trigger is email response, and then you just go in and you get that little code that's the same on every one.
Yeah.
And you just
I did that, but it didn't pull all of them up.
You're talking about doing that in ProEdge or in your email client? Because I tried setting a rule and it was working for a while, and then all of a sudden it's not working.
Yeah, no, I didn't do it in the email. I just did a workflow that
Yeah, I did it. I actually saved it, and I did it in ProEdge the other day, and I discovered that it doesn't. When you go, basically, you're searching the body of the email for that code and pulling them up, right?
Oh,
yeah,
it
just matches it.
It didn't pull them all. It didn't pull them all up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Smarty. Thanks. Real quick, I need to go back some. The videos of the young lady doing the just listed and just reduced. I couldn't find those in the when you reorganize everything? Where are those videos? I need to redo my pages.
There's a shared drive that I have. Let me find the shared drive for you guys. I'll put it in the chat. It's on a Google Drive. Let me log in.
And doing them, I had to load them into my YouTube page, but then now they disappeared. I don't know why they're not on my page, my YouTube page, but so I just need to redo it again.
Why'd they disappear from your YouTube page?
I have no idea.
Because YouTube can get rid of them.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just went and looked the other day and they're gone. So I just need to redo it again.
Hey, Tim,
Yeah.
what you have to do is add a tag and then delete it.
Well, Smarty's got a workflow there, so but it's not in my system. Smarty, is that something that's?
Yeah, I'll go through with everybody what I did. Give me a second. Let me just look here.
I think I did the.
We're referring to the instantly emails when you stepped out away.
Yeah.
Bring.
I'll find it and I'll put it in the group chat. Oh, here it is. Website videos.
Yeah, just email replied and then you
so
match it.
In here, guys, I'll put in the share drive. It's in the training, but I'll just make it easier. So right now in the Zoom chat, that Google Drive is the directory that has all the girl videos for sellers, buyers, miscellaneous. You'll find all the videos in there, Steve. And you can download them, put them in YouTube, and put them on your page.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Marty, I got two questions for you.
Yeah.
Regarding the Insta show, by the way, I met with one of the partners this morning, Mike. But Insta show and FSBOs, have you come up with a campaign instead of doing the campaign that we have for FSBOs right now?
I have not done anything on the like the email side yet, Tim. James, are you on?
Yeah, I put one in there for InstaShow, an extra.
I think James
email.
just created his first email with InstaShow this weekend, and then we added it to the FSBO storefront. So, in fact, James, you want to share your screen? And well, before you share your screen, let's finish the instantly, and then we'll go over the conversation on the FSBO. But you see my screen? I have a workflow that's just called delete instantly, and I've had 1,734 people deleted out of my database. So when you open this up, the trigger is you do a workflow trigger. That's when a client replies. So the trigger is called client replied. And then I put instantly as the trigger name. And down here I said the phrase, and then this is my instantly code that's in every one of my emails.
Right.
So you just want to know because it's the same on every email you get from instantly. So that 5EZD 59W is in every email I get from instantly.
Plus you can customize it.
Yep. So you just say the reply channel is email and the phrase that I'm looking for is that. And then I saved, and then all I did was I didn't have to do this, but I tagged them as instantly, and then I waited 15 minutes, and then because I didn't want to mess up the warming, so I'm like, if instantly sent it to my inbox, I didn't want to mess up the warming just necessarily, so I waited 15 minutes, and then the last step is delete contact. So all my emails coming into the CRM, I don't have any instantly emails anymore, or the contacts are gone.
That is beautiful.
Is this taken care of? Like my issue that especially this weekend drove me nuts. I'm getting dinged on my phone every 2 seconds for these things coming in. Will this take care of that from happening?
Yep. Yeah, you could shorten the wait time and just do it immediately, and don't have a wait when they come in. Just delete them.
Yeah, no.
Can you share that workflow, Smarty? Or is that?
Yeah, just build it real quick, everybody. So everybody open up the workflow, say new workflow, give it a name, ProEdge, delete instantly.
Do we put it in the seller automations? Or
I think I just put it in standard operating procedures.
Well, I mean, which
It's not just sellers, it's, it's buyers, sellers, it's any kind of email. So I
Is that
just put in the
automation?
SOP directory.
Is that automation, right?
Yeah, in automations. So here, I'll just build one with everybody. So if I come back here, so in automations, again, I like to organize things so you can go into whatever folder you want. So it's organized. So I can come into the ProEdge workflows. You're going to say new workflow, start from scratch. So now I have an empty workflow. Everybody with me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Very top, you're going to click on this name and call it, remove instantly or whatever. Whatever you want to call it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to trigger this workflow based on a customer reply. So when I click on create a new trigger in the search, I'm going to type in the word customer until I find customer replied.
I'm sorry, I finally just got to the website. How do we get there's automations? Is that how do we get to triggers or
Yep,
workflows?
we're creating a brand new automation in your system to get rid of your instantly emails.
Go to automations. Okay.
Create
And
a new blank automation.
Do you go to ProEdge Auto 5 first?
Yeah, if you just want to put it in the right folder so it's organized, I put it in the standard operating procedure folder. So I went into V5 and then I went down to the standard operating procedure and then I hit create a workflow. So that way it's in that folder.
Gotcha. Okay. Now create.
Start from scratch.
Okay.
The very top, you're going to name it. So I named it remove instantly. The very, very top of the workflow, there's the workflow name up here.
Okay.
Call it whatever you want.
Okay. And then the trigger, I add the trigger.
You're gonna hit add new trigger and you're gonna search for the word customer reply, and that's the one you're gonna pick. Is everybody there?
Yep.
So now what we want to do is we want to put some filters on it because we're only filtering certain people. I don't want sellers to get deleted if they replied on do you want a cash offer? Do you want to list the house with me?
I don't see customer reply.
It's there. Just type in the word customer. Here, I'll do
I
it.
did. I typed the whole word in.
Look, don't type the whole word. Just start typing until you find it.
CUST.
So you just type in CUST.
I got it. Okay,
right?
I got it.
There's
I'm sorry.
customer reply. Okay. You're going to hit add filter. And then there's a drop down. You're going to say contains phrase in the drop down. And over here in the phrase, we want to put your instantly code. So if you don't know what your code is, let me just go out here to Gmail.
I think I know mine by heart.
You probably know it by heart, right? I have a folder called warm emails. So every email has these in it, right? So I'm going to copy one of them. I don't have to do both of them. And then in the CRM, I'm going to paste that in there. So I'm looking for the phrase, whatever that code is. Everybody with me so far?
Yep.
Code.
Smarty, you made my day, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's making a lot of people's days. Yeah. Now we have to do one more filter though. We're going to say add filter again. And this time we're going to go down a little bit to the reply channel. and in the next field, you're just going to pick email. So we're saying we're expecting when a client replies and channel is email and the code is this. And then I hit save trigger.
Okay, so I'm lost. So right after contains phrase, I put that in. Below that, it says select. Do I do the drop-down menu?
Yeah, you're say add another filter, and you're gonna in the drop down menu, you're gonna look for a channel.
Oh, add another filter. Okay.
Hey, Smarty.
It's not letting me add another filter.
Have you figured out a way to have that search for multiple phrases?
Yeah, you could do that here. So when you're in here, you could string them right here and do the next phrase like happy.
So it will work in one field?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, I do that in my bot a lot. Like I'll have, if they say this, they say F you, shithead, go to hell. You know, I'll put all these bad words in there, and the phrase contains any of those, then the bot says something else.
Okay.
Is there a separate code for each email we've set up in Instantly?
I find they're all the same.
It's
So,
the same for every email you put in there.
Yeah.
And you only have one set of numbers. I have two.
Yeah, I just picked one of them.
It's the right one, not the left one.
The right one's always the same one, Sandy.
What one's from and one's to, isn't it?
Already show them where to get on instantly so
Look,
that
right here.
Screw up.
Right.
So you took the last half?
Isn't one receiving and one sending, Smart?
Yeah, so if just do the one on the right.
Go to instantly.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
the
just
easiest
do the
thing.
one on the right, guys.
Okay.
I can turn my warming back on now.
Just open up any one, Smarty, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just click on your email and then settings and at the bottom.
So right here under settings and instantly
all the way down.
They tell you what the code is going to be right here. Okay. So it's right in your instantly dashboard. If you don't want to find it on email, you can find it on instantly either way, but it is the one on the right. So all you have to do is go to Gmail, find an email that came in, grab that second one right there, which is also in the body down here.
But what is the maximum number of emails you should be sending per day, Smarty?
Instantly does, I default to 30 a day. You could change the setting, but I've been just keeping
10. Suggest 10. So you did 30.
Yeah, I did 30. So once you have that trigger, now we say, what do we want to do? So every workflow has a trigger and then actions after the trigger happens, right? So the workflow fires based on a trigger. What happens below is up to you. You can make this thing do anything you want. So one of the actions is, if I type in the word contact, they have an action that's called delete contact.
I've where it says filters contain phrase, I've got the number in there, and then below it says reply channel. I have email, and then below that there's a select category that has nothing in it, so I couldn't save it.
You have to select what the channel is. So you hit this down arrow and you go down and find email.
I did that. But now I have another button that says select below the reply channel. You have add filters. I have a box that says select.
You hit add filters more than once. So it's asking, you can't save if you haven't defined the filters. So hit the trash can.
Okay.
Right? Look, if I hit it again, look, I'm hitting it like more times. So I have this, I just hit the trash can to get rid of it.
Okay, got it.
You just want two. You want the contain phrase and the channel's email.
Where did you put that delete?
So what you do is, I just got a message that said it can't be the first task.
Yeah, that's what I
So all you do is I add a tag. So I'm going to go up here and say add a contact tag. And I have a tag called instantly. You could make your own tag. I have a tag called instantly.
Oh, so we'll have to go in and add a tag. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't have one already, just
I
add one.
don't-
And now I can hit the plus sign. And I'm going to search for the word contact because I want to do something with this contact. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the delete contact.
All right. So after it, add tag instantly, I don't see anything, any other options on the right.
No, you got to hit the plus sign, Sandy. You're adding steps in the workflow.
So I hit save action after I do that one thing. Okay.
Yeah, you
got
always
it.
have to hit save. Every time you add an action, you hit save and then you do the next thing. Do I want to send an email? Do I want to send a text message? Do I want to delete the contact? There's so much stuff you can do in this automation. It's insane.
But you're also adding a wait time of 15 minutes
Yeah, if you want to wait. So
after the tag.
right. So if you didn't do it, don't worry. Notice there's a plus sign everywhere. So you're just saying, where do I want to put this thing? Right. So if I want to put a wait, I'm going to put it between adding the tag and deleting the contact. Right. I'm going to hit this plus sign and that'll put a step in the middle here. So if I hit the plus sign in the search window on the right, I can type search for the wait step, which is right here. And then you could wait days, weeks, hours, minutes. So I could say wait 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever you guys want. So now the trigger fires when they reply. I tag him, I wait, and then I delete them.
When you did the delete, what was when you go to the search at the top, what do you put? Delete?
No, search contact, and it has all the things you can do with a contact.
So I hit add, and I've got this action thing on the right side. What am I looking for to delete?
Contact.
The word delete? Oh,
Contact.
contact, okay.
Always think action name.
So find contact?
Andy, what you want to do is when you're on that search bar, there is like 700 action types in the workflow editor.
Yeah, and what I want
So
is delete.
all you want to do is you always want to, when you're about to put an action on the board, you're going to say, what kind of action am I looking for? And you're saying, all right, well, I want to do something with the contact. I want to delete them. So
Right.
you don't search for the word delete, you search for contact, and then you find all the things you could do with a contact. You could edit a contact, add a contact, delete a contact.
Oh, I
right?
just typed in delete and it came up, delete contact. So
Yeah,
okay.
but you do it literally with the verb, not not
Got
the
it.
adjective, right?
Okay.
So you're searching for a contact. There's all the things you can do with a contact.
Got it. All the options.
Right. So then you hit save, right? And it's telling me here, action can only be available in the last step. Why is that happening? Did everybody get that? I think I saved. Yeah, it's
No.
okay. It's okay. So that is the workflow. Simple workflow. Now everybody needs to make sure that they hit publish up top, the little checkbox up top to make sure it's turned on, and then hit the save button. And now all the emails coming into your CRM that have that tag, it's going to wait 5 minutes and then delete them out of your system.
Now, how do I mass tag everyone and not have to do them one by one? How do I?
It's going to do it automatically.
Oh, it will tag it as instantly?
Yep.
Because it's connected to that weird number. Okay.
Yeah. That's what
Awesome.
that's what we just created a workflow to listen to anybody replying through an email. So an email is coming in, it has that tag, that number. This workflow is going to start, and then the next 3 steps is what it does. It tags them, waits, and it deletes them.
But don't you have to go back and select the old ones that you already have in your system and just dump them into this workflow?
Yeah, that's a little bit trickier.
I'm just going to go through and manually get rid of the ones that are there.
That one's a little
Refresh.
trickier too, because we can't go back into old emails and say, was there a tag? It's on a customer reply is where we're doing it.
You could attempt
You
to
could.
by robot.
Yeah, the one that says robot, and you can look at each one and just delete them. I cleaned them all out, so manually. I had 2 cups of coffee Saturday morning. I'm like, I'm going to go in and just clean out these 75 people that, and I searched for patterns. So I said, all right, they all have a robot tag. So I searched for robot and then had my list and I just made sure there was no sellers in there and just deleted them, selected them all and deleted them.
But Smarty, that tag, it never used to search the emails, right? Did you?
No, the reply has always been in there, the customer reply. That's how the bot works too. If somebody replies on Instagram or Facebook, it triggers the workflow and the bot starts talking to them, right? So customer reply has been around forever in Go High Level.
Hey, Smarty, can we also do this with um, the contact? It creates a contact when you move people in the opportunities. It creates that funny number, or am I the only one getting it? Whenever I move somebody in the opportunities.
No, it won't unless you said create a contact. It's not going to create a contact yet. You could create a workflow that creates a contact.
No, but it creates a long, funny like phone number or some kind of number, no name, nothing associated. Just it creates a contact whenever I move somebody to in the opportunities.
It shouldn't.
How do I troubleshoot that? Where do I look
Look at the workflow, look in your workflow that you created, and you shouldn't have any create contact tags.
Maybe that's why it's not working.
Yeah.
Well, my thing's not working anyway. You're gonna look at it.
Yeah,
anyway,
we're gonna
so.
look at the overall. I'll see if there's any smoking gun that says why is that funny thing getting created. But unless you put in a task in the workflow that says create a contact, it's not going to create anything.
I haven't done anything
Yeah.
other than what you told me, so I don't know. I don't know why it would be there.
I'll look at that when we troubleshoot it to see why that would happen.
Okay.
But I just wanted to see this. This just showed up today, guys. I'm laughing because I just heard this was coming. So let me see what this thing does. We're going to see this in action, guys. So they told me that they now have offer-based workflows, customer value-based workflows. These are all new. These are brand new in Go High Level. New capabilities. I tell you, they update every week. I'm going to start from scratch. And what I saw here is they have this little button down here called Workflow AI. And I could say, let's see what this thing does. How do I add an action, configure, describe? Oh, this is freaking awesome. So watch what I could do. I could say, let me do this guy. And then I'll say, describe this workflow. And AI is looking at my workflow. It's going to describe what it does. Yeah, look. So certainly this workflow is designed to handle situations where the issue with the phone number, specifically when the phone number is not able to be receiving text messages. This is freaking awesome. So it looks at your workflow, and I wonder if I could now ask it.
How can it create it? That's the better part.
It can create. So watch this.
Make it better.
Yeah, so make it better. So let me start with scratch. This is freaking awesome.
Is this the AI thing that you bought, Smarty?
This is the AI, not the one I bought. This is Go High Level's native AI.
Marty, just try telling it in the bar at the bottom what you want it to do.
Yeah.
That's
Create
incredible.
a live email drip campaign for sellers.
Triple L.
Yeah.
Triple L again.
It'll correct it itself.
It'll correct itself.
Exactly.
Seller contacts.
You tell them using
Who
your
looks-
videos or using.
Marty, tell it real estate sellers.
Yeah.
Doesn't know you yet. And make it SEO friendly.
Mine says I got 30 free credits.
Yeah, they're giving us credits right now just to try it out.
Wow.
Step by step. It's got to be able to write it though. Yeah, look. Add. Select position. It already grabbed it. Didn't write an email though. I'm going to play around with this because they said it could rewrite, it could orchestrate the entire email creation. This literally just came in today, guys. Brand new feature.
You see what Tom's come up with in the chat? It's Mark Spain.
Yeah. Yep, there it is. This is Jarrett from Mark Spain Real Estate following up on a guaranteed offer on your house. I don't pick up numbers, don't recognize either. So you want to know what it is? Can I try you again?
Notice they don't use cash offer, they just use guaranteed offer.
Guaranteed offer. Yeah, because you can't use the word cash in a text. It's illegal.
So I don't know what he meant by I don't pick up numbers and all that shit.
He was just saying that I don't like if like my mom, if she doesn't know who's calling her, she won't
Spam.
answer. That's what he's saying.
Oh,
Yeah, don't pick up numbers.
He
at
wants
all.
to know it's a real number.
Well, he must have called Tom and Tom didn't pick up, so he's like, "Yeah, I don't pick up numbers I don't recognize either."
Yeah.
Or he didn't call Tom first and just sent the message saying, "Hey, by the way, that was me trying to call you."
Yeah,
Just to kind of alert you, and I'm gonna call
alert
you
you that
again.
I'm going to call you.
He called.
because it says, "Can I try again?" Did your phone ring?
Yes, that's exactly what he did. He called me twice. I'm on the with you guys, and he called me twice. Then I got the text, and he sounded just like my brother, my mother. They all say the same thing. If I don't recognize a number, I'm not picking up.
Yep.
That was clever, very clever.
So was it an outbound call center, Tom, or what was it?
It was probably their VA. It's either their VA or one of their outside sales reps. They got the lead from Smarty putting it in. It went right to their system, and somebody was right there to call it and text me.
They 100% have an outbound sales team. You know,
it's an outbound.
It's a call center.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and call.
Yeah,
So
guys,
the way they run
for those of people that don't know who this is the number one realtor in the United States. He does 57 listings per day on average.
So what I was told by a Mark Spain agent is they get 18% of the deal, but everything is booked on their calendar. Like,
no, that's wrong. It's not the way. It might be for some of the entry level guys, but they get more. There's a ramp up.
Yeah, there is a ramp up, but on average, though, 80% of the agents, Rob, are on a 20-80 split. So they keep 20% commission to give Mark 80%.
So it's like a high volume referral business.
Yeah. Yeah, I brought two on EXP. I attracted two agents on my team that were Mark Spain agents. They were happy to come over because I said, let me just flip the switch. You're doing the same houses. We're offering the same cash offers. Instead of you keeping 20%, you'll keep 80% and give EXP 20.
Oh, I just talked to a mom and pop shop out of Warrington with 400 agents, Marty.
Nice. Let's get them over, Tom. Get your license first, though, because they're coming under you.
I'm too busy.
Yeah, you got to get your license, dude. Don't bring anybody over. Let's get them going.
All right.
So, guys, if to swipe what Mark just did, steal from the best. What do you guys do when you see something like that you like? You go to marketing. You come up to snippets. I like that snippet. You say add snippet, text snippet. You put in the name, paste it in instead of Tom. I'm going to get rid of that, put a space, and pop in the name.
Very good.
First name. Hey, first name.
Put it up at the top, though. You got it at the bottom, I think.
Yeah. Space, right? And then I'll put my name in there because it's me.
Very clever. Just humanizes the text.
Right? Use Grammarly to he made it, Grammarly's my friend. Put it in, clean it up a little bit. Boom. So now I have it, and then up here I can call it.
Put a question mark. Could have put a question mark at the end.
Yeah, Mark Spain. Question mark.
Outreach text after, or whatever you call it, whatever you went on to generate that.
Yep. So snippets are where I could send that to any seller in the conversations, because I could just say, send this to the seller. Boom. I just tried to call you. I don't pick up either. Can I give you a call? So that snippet is now available over here in conversations. So when I'm in conversations and I'm talking to Veronica is actually one of us, she'll get this message. Right down in here, there are insert snippet right at the bottom. So I type in Mark. Where is he? Did I not save it? Huh.
You might not have saved it.
I may not have saved it, but that's how you do it. You grab the snippet and it pastes it in. You say send, right? So Veronica will get a text from me. Boom. Now, if I wanted to make this part of the automation, right? I'm going to come into automations instead of having it just through a manual. I want to send it to a seller that I want to say, hey, I just tried to call you. I'm going to come into sellers, and when they check their value of their website right here, or more importantly, this text one here, they check the website like Mark Spain did. They checked the website. I can go down here, and if I want to, I could just change. It looks like you were exploring home values, and instead, there's Mark Spain right there. I just change it so that first text going out is a Mark Spain-like text. That's how easy it is, guys. So now those 800 people that are checking my website, everyone that clicks an email and goes to the website, they're going to get a Mark Spain type text. This is Smarty following up on a guaranteed offer for your house. I don't pick up numbers I don't recognize, so I wanted to know if it's, that it was us. Could I try again? Everybody's
You're
just
not calling, are you?
What's
You're
that?
not, you're not calling. You're just saying they called.
It's a text, and then they'll respond back in a text. Yeah, give me a call or something.
Can we just do that section, Smarty? I just did the snippet, so
yeah. So if you want to make it as a part of automations, what I suggest you do is go into workflows, go into settings, go into sellers, and in the seller folder, there's an automation for text that is on checked website SMS.
Yep.
And then I'm just going to the very bottom. There's a lot going on in this workflow. It's looking at the type of seller they are, but at the very bottom, I'm going to the very first text message, Rob. And then
SMS value 1.
SMS value 1, and then in the drop down for templates, I just found Mark Spain and selected it. And then I hit save action. So now that first text going out is going to be that message. This is Smarty following up with a guaranteed offer for your house. So guys, this week for Friday, Campbell and I are going to get together. We're going to wire up a Mark Spain survey that you can put on your website that'll do exactly what Mark Spain's doing. It'll be a survey. They'll put their address in, and then we'll start asking them questions. And the whole thing, Tom, is to get the 4 pillars. And I'll have you pull in with you, Tom. We'll craft the survey that we want to ask the questions. But this, And then the last page will be our video that says, hey, we'll be, you know, these are what to expect next, da, da, da. We'll have a nice video that we'll play back to the seller. And then then that'll kick off the automations. They'll get this text message. We'll do an outbound call. Meanwhile, we're going into Falcon. We're putting their address in. We have find out what offers we can present to them, and then booking the appointment.
That'll take care of a problem for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Smarty, I'm looking in my workflows there. So I've got the one for cash offers and home value. And I only have one person on the home value and one or two on the cash offers. Is something
on the SMS ones, did you wire them into your automations, to your main automations, to your email ones? Because there's a whole setup of SMS. You gotta hook them up to fire inside those automations. So when you come into here,
my SMS has been shut down for months.
Yeah, so that's why you don't have anybody in them.
Oh, but I mean, there's one in each.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Even
why
though
you should have them
one's
turned
for
off.
March
If your SMS isn't running, just turn them off.
Oh, just unpublic.
Yeah, like what you'll do here is under the work, this is the one that is check home value. These are the emails. So this is the one that got 800 or 890 sellers clicked on one of these emails and checked their home value or cash offer, right? So I'm opening up the email one, and then right here you'll put a plus sign, and you'll look for workflow, and you're going to add them to the workflow, and I'm going to put them in the SMS checked website workflow. And then I hit save. So now anybody that clicks on the email button, right, when they check their home value, I'm going to add SMS campaign. So that'll be the first thing it does, and then it puts them on the call log to give them a call, right? And Tom, this is exactly Mark Spain's flow, right? So it's gonna send them a text. It's gonna put them on a call log so that Walter can make an outbound call, Tom, as soon as they do that. It's gonna put them on the opportunity board, and then it's gonna start sending them emails, and then start sending them text.
Marty, I'm looking at my workflow there, and I've had 0 enter it, and my workflow's active. Why would that be? Because I've got emails going out to them, and nobody clicked.
Is your SMS is turned on?
Now, I'm not talking about SMS. I'm talking about the email itself for triggering for somebody checking the value of their house, and I've not had anybody go into it at all.
At all?
At all.
Yeah, same here. I just have a couple.
Yeah.
And I don't have my SMS is shut down, so that's a moot point.
I'm not even talking about SMS. I'm talking about just checking their home value and being triggered in the plan. I'm not getting anybody triggered at all.
0. You got 0, Campbell?
0.
Yeah, I've just got 2, but maybe that's because I just started.
I've got the cash offers and 0 for the home value.
Maybe something's just not connected right.
Yeah, something's not connected right, because you should have a lot in there.
What do I need to check, Smarty? That's where I'm completely because I went in and checked it, and it looks like everything's set up properly. When I look at home value, the trigger's there for ProEdge V3.
But what you want to do is you want to do a full test on yourself. So you want to put yourself in the workflow. You want to get the email in your Gmail inbox. You want to click on the button and see, did you show up? And did you get it? Did you get a text that somebody's checking the website? So put yourself in the email, right?
As a motivated seller is what would you do? That campaign there, correct?
Yeah, you could do like motivated seller, one of the seller campaigns that is like home value. So what I'll do is to test it is I always go into my record and I want to do a full test on the process. So I'm going to look at my record, right? So I'm in contacts. I'm finding smart right here. I'm going to check the box and I'm going to send myself an email just like the automations will. So in the templates, I'll do like a home value right here. Or like right now, I have an April one going out. So the seller theme for April is all about values, right? So I'll click on values. Now, this is another thing that I think we covered this about a month ago. It was in the training. Maybe this is something that you guys didn't do as well. Let's talk about this. So Bob and I, when we were trying to land in inboxes. When we were doing the seller themes, when version 5 was coming out, we use links instead of buttons and trigger links. So one of the things we recommended everybody do, if you come into the templates, email templates under marketing, go find the seller. I think it's on page 3. The seller, it's actually on page 2. Oh no, here it is on page 3. It's called the seller campaign. These are the monthly campaigns that go out. So tomorrow's April 1st. All mine are going to go out tomorrow. Okay.
Show where you went again for that. You went to marketing.
Go to marketing, emails,
campaigns or templates. Okay. Templates. Page 3, you said.
Page 3, you're going to find the seller campaigns.
Okay.
Okay. So what you're going to do is, let's look at April, because that's tomorrow, right? Or whenever you send it. You're going to open April up. And this is the email that's going to go out tomorrow. April Fool's Day is a great joke.
I'm not finding April. Hang on.
Right? It's in there. There's 12 emails in that folder.
Buyer theme April or seller theme?
We're talking about sellers, because we're talking about checking our value.
Seller theme for April.
Right? This is the email that comes out.
Uh-huh.
April Fool Day, great is great for jokes, but not your home value. That's serious business. Skip the guesswork and check out insights of your property's value. It's no joke. So what we want to do is you're going to highlight this. Highlight that word, because that's a link.
Highlight which word?
Highlight the whole sentence, because see how
the whole thing that's underlined. Okay.
That's a link. You're going to come up to the trigger links, or I'm sorry, you're going to come up to
the
link right here.
Right here, the link text.
No.
Okay. You want to hit this little button here. Select trigger links. And let's just search for the home value one, which is iList, and hit save.
Hang on. That's the problem.
That's the problem.
iList.
So they're actually going to their website, Campbell. They're going there, but it's not firing a trigger link that's firing that workflow that's doing everything else. So there's 12.
You got to go through every one of these now.
There's only 12. There's 12 months in the year. If all you focus on today and this month is April, you're good to go. But don't forget to do it in May and June. But it literally for 12 emails, just get them all edited now, and you're done for the year.
Luke.
So
Smarty, can you show that again real quick?
Yeah, let's go through. I'm going to go slow.
LinkedIn.
Look, I'm going to go slow. On the menu, you go to marketing.
So
Up in
Smarty,
the top.
are all of these the same trigger link?
So it's only the sellers that you have to worry about. The seller campaign. That
All
was
right.
a month ago.
I've been running around.
Right? So in marketing, you're going to go to emails up here and go to templates. When you're in the templates, you're going to be brought out to this folder. There's like 3 pages. Just go to page 3 and you'll see seller campaign right here.
But Smarty, is it all the home value?
Yeah, it's all home values. These are all monthly home values. Yep.
So you show them, just direct
So
them
I'm going to do it again. So the nice thing that Go High Level does is there's only 12 months in a year. So there's only 12 emails we have to edit. So it's not a big task. When you make the edit, there's a column that says updated on. You'll see on the 31st of March at 6:04, this one was edited. So I know this one's done. So I have 11 more to do. You follow me? So I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to go to December on the list.
Smarty, just show them instead of the first round, the first trigger link, just have them copy that link.
Yeah. We'll do. That's what I'm going to have them do. So,
Okay.
So what we're doing is this email comes up. This is the one for December. I'm going to highlight the underlying text here. And up in the very top bar up here, you'll see this little paper clip that's highlighted. Everybody see that paper clip up there?
Yeah.
You're going to click on the paper clip. you're going to hit this little tag and you're going to pick trigger links. And I want everybody to search for the word iList, and there's two of them. There's cash offer and home values. You're going to grab this one that's home values. Now, what Jonathan's saying is once you know what the trigger link is, I'm going to copy this entire trigger link. I'm control C'ing it, so now I have it forever. I don't have to go through those steps of hitting the tag and search an iList. And I'm going to hit save. And then up here, I'm going to hit save template. Always save the template at the end. So now this one is done. So now I'm going to hit this back button on the top left. It brings
You
me
want
back
to
to the
test it?
list. And now on the list, you'll see two of them have March 31st dates. I'm going to go to the next one.
Also, if you have the image at the top, you probably want to remove that too.
Yeah, so if there's an image at the top, I highly suggest for deliverability you remove it. But now that I pasted it, all I have to do is say Control C, that's the trigger link, and I hit save. So now I'm going to get them done really quick, and I hit save.
Marty, I got every one of them done while you were talking.
Yep, exactly. It's like
That
literally
fast.
like
All of it done.
2 minutes, you're all done, guys.
Smarty, another
Mine as
thing.
well.
When you're in the editor, just hold on a second. I want to show you something. So if you click, select the entire area. No. Go to the left. Go to the left. Keep going to the left. Okay. See how it scroll down on the bottom. All right. So you can make it full width. Click on that, and you should be able to do it. You should be able to do it for the entire thing. But what I'm trying to get at is right now it has this like centered thing, and it makes it look more like a newsletter type scenario or a marketing email. If you make it full width, like the entire thing full width, it makes it look like a regular email.
Oh, good.
How do you do that, Jonathan? Show us that.
Yeah, right here when you highlight this section where the email is, down below here, there's full width and content width.
So if you click on, where is it?
Do you have to do both, or just the actual? Okay.
Yeah, you want to do all three of them so that way it looks all the same. Like I just went to all three boxes and I said full width.
Even that there's still a
And
section.
guys, the reason Bob and I did this, we got a much better deliverability. They were all designed when we were doing it for the last 2 years. We always had a nice email logo at the top of all of our emails, but it looks more like a marketing email. And the more we talk to ChatGPT and stuff, we got to remove all that stuff just to get better. You want to make them more personal emails that are going out.
And you got to do all three fields there, the top, the middle, and the bottom.
Actually, I figured it out. I think, I got to test it. So if you go to the template up at the top, is under appearance on click that paintbrush.
Paintbrush up on the right, left-hand side, Smarty.
So if you go to template and then erase the 600.
Content width.
Just dump it there. So now it doesn't have any width, so it just defaults to 100%. But I got to test it to see how it looks in the email.
Yeah, so let's do this. So if I go here and say test email, because you can test all your emails, guys. All you have to do is say test. And then if I go out to my inbox, that's how it looks.
So that looks legit. That looks like a regular email.
Yeah.
Aside from the background on the footer.
Thank you. Great point.
So what are you doing about the footer? Are you going to keep that, or?
You can change that footer color.
Yeah, that's all just in the template, Rob. So we can come over here on the footer.
You just delete the color once you select it.
Oh shit, I think I just closed out Go High Level.
There's still that one little freaking little sliver at the bottom.
It's a heck of a lot
I'm
better.
not seeing where you get rid of the color on the bottom.
I don't know how to do that one.
Let's explore. There's got to be a way to do that.
Oh, background color.
Background color.
background
Yep,
color.
I see it right there. What is white?
I think it's is it FFFFF?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 6 Fs.
6 Fs.
You just click on the Fs and select white.
So that makes it look like a generic email. You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, man.
But so I was speaking to Bill today, and he's still sending out some really nice formatted stuff, but that's sort of one off. It's not these themed ones, right?
Yeah, these are themes that we want to just make. I turned all my email templates into personal emails. I don't have any images on any of my. I spent some time on a Saturday morning. I'm like, I'm just going to go through all the templates, remove all the emails. I'm going to change the WIS now. I'm just going to make that a Saturday morning exercise with a cup of coffee and just go through.
So you're just taking them all out. I mean, Bill was still getting some good responses though.
It's up to Bill. I mean, he may, but in general, ChatGPT and everybody's saying don't use images and stuff. It looks more like a professional email coming out for deliverability to the inbox.
So your newsletter's a professional though. That's different.
So that's different. Like the 12 days, it's a nice looking email. Absolutely.
So the thing is if you get I mean, me personally, if I get an email that looks like a marketing email, I'm just gonna archive it. That's my default. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even bother. If it looks like a legit email, like somebody actually took time and wrote it, then I'll read it.
Gotcha.
Smarty, did you say you took buttons out too and turned those into text
Yeah.
links?
So no, it came that way. Version 5 doesn't have any buttons for the sellers. So we did that deliberately in version 5. So
like even on like the FISBO Easy Kit.
No, we didn't do it in every email. Only the campaigns that are going out, we did it here.
Okay.
So that's why if you want to switch it over, just invest some time over the weekend. It's not a bad idea, guys, anyway, because it's your emails going out. Like Campbell rewrote a lot of his, or I think Tom rewrote a lot of his. He looked at the 12 expires and said, I want to rewrite them. And he went into ChatGPT and just created a new messaging, right? So you're just going to go here. You're going to paste. You're going to hit save and save.
Already on the header picture, is there any disadvantage or advantage to just taking off going into the values, custom values, and just deleting the image out of that custom value instead of going into every template and taking the header off?
You could do that, Julian. There probably just be a little space at the top of the email where the image would have been. But that's another way you could do it.
I mean, it's adding code to the source code of the email, so it might. I mean, it's going to be minimal, but I mean, there may be some kind of impact.
Yeah,
because I'm guessing the image tag will still render in the source code.
Yeah, because there's a value in there, a custom value. The whole idea is we want to trick out. We don't want to have extra stuff in our email body for deliverability, because that's what the email server like Google and Yahoo and all these guys are looking for to determine.
Dummy it down.
Promotions. Is it promotions? Is it social? Is it inbox? Is it junk?
It's not even that. I mean, just like I said, I mean, most people, if they see something that's marketing, and unless it's a brand that they know and they're gonna work with for sure, then they don't want to read the email.
Yeah.
Did you guys, the footer's coming out as an image, and so did you strip that out of there somehow?
The background?
Well, I just sent it to myself, and when it popped up, it said, "Do you want to see images?" And I said, "Well, wait a minute, what's the image?" And it turned out that my copyright, the footer, was an image.
Okay, so that's in your signature.
Where do you
Yeah,
go?
so if you go to settings and go to my staff, open your staff record, which is your user, Tim. And in there is where you put your signature for all your emails. So
I
look
did that and it didn't come through.
it should.
So settings where?
Under settings, go to my staff. And in there is where you control your calendar, your availability, and your signatures.
So settings. I don't see my staff. Am I in the wrong one? Under settings, go to, my profile.
No, my staff.
Oh, my staff. There it is. Okay, I'm looking in the wrong place. Okay. I see JP in here. So now I open this up and what do I edit now that I'm there?
When you're in your staff, you'll see your signature in there.
You don't have to replace it. You can just delete it, Smarty.
Oh, just delete it will do it?
Yeah, it defaults to all white. So you just highlight everything and delete it.
Nice.
But you didn't go back to that one because you didn't finish it.
Delete it where, Jonathan? Where are you talking about deleting it
The
at?
color codes.
Yeah, it's all white.
No, but the bottom right there, the gray. You see that?
Where's the color code at, John? Oh, down below. I see now. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not a section.
No, but click the paintbrush icon. Click on template. You got to delete that background color.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Can you just
Okay,
click
that's
on
under the
white?
paintbrush and then background color. Okay, good enough. I can find that.
Paintbrush background color, but you also got to delete the size, the width, and you also need to delete the unsubscribe background. You have to go to the unsubscribe element and delete the background there too.
Here, I'll show everybody. I'm going to do the next one. So if I do May, right? What I'm doing in here is first thing I'm doing is getting the link right. So I'm selecting that text. I'm hitting this little paper clip and I'm pasting my trigger link so I don't have to go find it every time because I copied it and I hit save. So now the trigger link's set. I'm clicking on this. I'm coming down here saying full width, clicking on this, full width, this, full width.
You don't have to do the full width if you're deleting.
Yeah, as Jonathan said, you go to the template and you don't have to do those steps.
Oh, okay. So you could just do it this way. So then the template, I'm going to get rid of that background color.
If you click on
That's good. That's good there, but you still have to remove it from that one element.
the 600, remove the 600.
Oh yeah, he has to go back to remove that 600 there.
Yeah.
And then remove go to the element and remove that background color on the bottom. And then nice and clean.
So does everybody see what we're doing? Everybody's with us?
Sort of, kind of.
So I'm almost done. I'm going to do July. I'm going to get the link. Paste that in. I'm going to go to appearance. Get rid of the 600. Get rid of the background color. Go to this guy. And get rid of
the nuts go on top of it.
There we go. Save template. Make sure you save before you move on, guys.
You test the next one you do, please.
Yep, let's go through. I'm going to go through here. Text. Paste. Template. Dave, and then Tim, you want to do a test?
Yeah, I just want curious how it pops up on yours. Good news for me when I test it now going to my inbox.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing but links and.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, Tim.
Okay. All right. I'll go back and look.
Okay, that footer should be
Spread out.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
Now, if I click on this, that's going to go to my address. Now, it doesn't have an address for me because I'm just doing a test, but that would go up to the home value. And if I go back to the CRM,
That's the default when there's no address, right?
yeah, that's the default with no address. And then if I go into the automations, and look at the enrollment history, Smarty just on this date and time clicked on this trigger link. So that's putting them in the automations now.
Yeah. So, Smarty, I think you got a something you left off on your that bottom element.
Yeah, let's take a look.
You have to go to the paintbrush again?
Hmm.
It saved it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, I just sent it to my email, and it went all the way to the right. I'm sorry, all the way to the left.
Is there a left justification or something? I mean,
No, I think what it may have been is did you play with the full width and stuff on that element?
Yeah, I think I moved it to full width.
Was it this email that you sent the test from?
I did it from, you mean, I sent it to my Gmail.
right, was it June that you sent?
Yes.
Let's try it again, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Mine sent fine, but
That's weird. It's centering it. Well, that's not the one though.
you get a new Google review.
Yeah.
625. I thought that said 625 along. I said 621.
621.
Oh no! Expand the bottom one. Click those three dots.
Yeah, it's centering it.
Strange.
Speaking of review, how do we do each other's reviews when we don't really know each other? What is the best? I'd be more than happy to give everybody a review, but I want it to sound somewhat genuine. I don't know anything about you. Is there any kind of
Yeah,
Just
what
say you
what
did
we're
it.
doing, what we're doing, Sandy, is for all of us around the country, like when I review you, I'm gonna say Sandy was wonderful helping my customer that was relocating to Las Vegas. She took care of them. I really appreciate all the things she's done for my client as agent to agent. I'm reviewing you as like a referral. I sent somebody to Vegas and you took
I
wonderful
see.
care of
Okay, I
them.
had no idea what approach you guys were going to take on
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So I
So
sent you.
we're going to assume we actually used each other's services.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And
Do
then
we
what we're
have this?
doing, guys, for the reviews, so we don't get banned, is if you leave me a review, what I do is I put a calendar event 30 some days out in the future to leave Sandy a review, on May 1st.
Make it random.
Random dates right out in the future, because you don't want to do, Sandy leaves me a review and I turn around and give her a review. Google's going to shut us both down and just take the reviews
Yeah,
off.
it's pretty evident. Yeah.
But what I mean by random is like, so for person A, you're going to do 25 days. Person B, you might do 35 days or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it will pick up on the non-randomicity too. I'm pretty sure.
Mhm. Yeah, no doubt.
So we just take it off that list that we signed up for and start reviewing each other.
Yeah.
Did you put that in the community or?
Yeah, did we get a copy of that list? I didn't get a copy of that.
I don't think I did. I'll put it up there.
Okay.
Google effed me over.
Yeah, did they? They just did. Somebody else just got their whole Google page shut down.
Well, all my reviews are just missing completely. The only review I have is yours, Smarty.
They got rid of every one?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And Smarty, where are those seller themes again? I'm lost.
Email templates.
Is that for okay, that's right.
That's why I manually created all my reviews and put them on my website.
Hey, that was a good move.
Jonathan, do you know why they did that to you?
They don't like me.
I find that hard to believe. You're a very likable type.
That's right.
You know too much.
Yeah.
They suspended my profile because I changed my business name. I created a fictitious business name to get that reinstated because anyway, so I did that, and then like less than a week later they canceled my business profile again, and I had to get it reinstated, and on the second cancel they never gave me my reviews back. And that was probably the third time I've had my business profile effed with by Google in the last year. That's why I want Elon to step it up.
Hurry, Elon. How about him buying XAI or Twitter?
Well,
X.
Well, Twitter, no, X was bought by XAI, and
X was bought by XAI.
That's a little. All I'm gonna say is
$80 billion. I love it.
No, it was like it wasn't $80 million. It was the valuation now of XAI is
80 billion. Yeah.
But the thing is so now because he did it strategically because now he has so if you look at it, so OpenAI, Grok, DeepSeek, and what's the Anthropic? Okay, so OpenAI and Anthropic have to buy data from other companies. Grok now has data because it has X now. Google has data because it's a data warehouse. So the only two major entities, I'm sorry, only three major entities that don't have data and the AI scientists, more or less, are DeepSeek, and OpenAI and Anthropic. So data and Google and XAI now have data and scientists, but Google has one above XAI, and that is the factor of them making their own chips. So Google just dropped 2.5 Pro, and that model is insane. It's beating Anthropic's last release, which was 3.7.
I thought he bought his own company for a huge tax break.
Huh?
I thought he did it for a huge tax break.
No, it's a data play.
Oh.
I mean, it's probably inherently a benefit, but
yeah, probably both.
But yeah, I mean, because I mean the three key elements you need chips, you need data, and you have to have the scientists that can support AI.
Hey, while Smarty's doing all that, can I ask you guys one more time? Because I missed it with my signature. You were telling me how to make it not be a picture.
Smarty, on that email, it's effed up.
Which one?
The one you're playing with right now.
It's not.
No, I promise you, I tested it. It didn't work. Yeah, I had to run it through ChatGPT to have it redo the coding so it fits in the window properly.
We never had to do that. It always looks bad here, but when you see it over here,
Please offset.
oh, it just has this gray bar on the side. Yeah.
I just ran it through ChatGPT and redid the code. Here, I'll share it with you. Oh well, I'll share it with you, but it's gonna have my
Yeah, I'll just do the same thing. I'll just go into ChatGPT and what was the prompt? Just say reformat this to fit.
I had to do a couple prompts because it gave me a version. Honestly, I just did I did this. I did this and I dropped the code below it. And then it truncated a bunch of the dates. So after the fact, I just had it say, I asked it to provide me with a complete list of the dates as well.
But that's what the code you gave it had all the dates. Why'd you have to do that?
Because it truncated the dates. So I had to follow up with this.
Oh, yeah. So in the prompt, keep all current dates and rewrite the code to be responsive. Yeah, that's cool.
So AI models, they don't always want to keep everything because it's more memory, so they just truncate it.
Smarty, haven't you got two things going out tomorrow? You've got your
Yeah, I did. That's why I just adjusted it. I got one now going out on the 2nd. Because
which one's going out the second now?
My seller theme is going to go out to all my sellers about, it's about the April Fools. So I want them to get it tomorrow.
Okay, but your actual dates, you're going to go out the next day.
Yeah, the next day.
Gotcha. Is it okay to copy the theme that we did for March and just the seller theme for March, the campaign?
To do what?
Can we copy the the campaign, email campaign that we did for March.
You mean clone it and then just replace
Yeah.
the
What?
current
No,
information?
no, every email is specific to the month. Don't do that, guys. So we're in April. If you're just doing the themes for the first time, you already missed January, February, March. Just make them 2026. So next January 26, you have that campaign, then February, then March.
So we're doing a one campaign.
We're doing 12 months at a time. Is that what you mean, Rob?
Well, I'm looking in my email campaigns and I see, ProEdge V5 seller theme March. Okay. I guess what I was saying is, can I just clone that and then update the email in there?
Why would you want to clone it? If you don't like the way the email's written, just edit it.
I think it's trying to get around doing all the steps. I mean,
Yep.
It's easier just to. I mean,
Don't clone it, Rob. Rob, it takes 5 minutes to get 12 emails out the door.
Okay.
Don't look at this as this monumental task. It's like there's 12 emails you're setting up.
Just make sure that when you're in the calendar window that you confirm that before you moved on, because I ended up sending out January and February and March all on the same day.
Yeah. On the setup, because remember, every email that's going out, you're picking the time of the month that you want the email to go out. So like, I don't want on Christmas Day people getting emails. So I said in December, I want it to go roughly around the 18th of December because talk about the holiday season. So that's why you're controlling the 12 times it goes out based on, Halloween. I do it on Halloween on, because the play on April Fools. I have it going out on the first of the month.
I just put it in the chat. The guy from Spain's office now called me and left a voicemail.
Nice.
It should work.
So you actually go to the email itself and then create the campaign from there?
Yeah, that's what you're doing. You're using there's 12 seller campaign emails and there's 12 buyer campaign emails. So when you say create a campaign, you say use my template and you pick April.
I guess what I'm asking is, do you go to the template first and then create the campaign, or is it because I couldn't find the template for some reason?
No, they're all there, Rob. Look, they're there. So you come back here. You're in campaigns. You're in the folder that you want. So I have a folder for seller themes.
Yep.
Up here, you say new, your templates. When that opens up, all the templates in the system are in here. So these are all the templates, not just the seller themes. And I just go to page 3 and it's right here, seller campaigns. And then you see June, July, every month. So I'm going to do April, which is on page 2. I go to April and there's the email.
So guys, I came across this app. It's called Blitz app, and it syncs with like Notion, your Google Calendar, and it's going to sync with a bunch of other apps. But it's a time. It's basically a time, like a time scheduling app. So basically, it will run on your sidebar, and they're going to release a app for your phones. But you basically get notified when there's a meeting or whatever, and you enter the meeting, and then it will it will basically keep track of all your timing throughout the day. So if you do any time blocking or whatever, it will track it all for you, so you don't go over your time blocking. Anyways, it's a 30% discount code. It's like $67 for lifetime right now.
Nice.
Smarty, why am I not seeing the sender schedule? All I see is save template when I go into the email.
Because you're using existing my templates. So I'll do it again, guys. Look.
It might be the next page. It's only showing 10 versus 12.
Your template. You're now finding the email that you want to use. So I'm going to page 3 and I'm going to go to seller campaigns. I'll do September.
I might have lost you.
And then
before you get,
up here, send and schedule.
something's wrong. Can you back up it?
Share your screen.
So these aren't going out by themselves every month?
No.
I didn't know that.
These are campaigns in the setup training for version 5. Spend 10 minutes to get your sellers, 10 minutes to get your buyers. You're done for the year.
Oh yeah, I did that. I went out. So now they're on
Yeah.
automatic. They go out each month.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah, but every year you have to do it.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
going to reset it every year.
Got it. Okay.
The reason that we do that, Sandy, is campaigns have all the analytics where automation do not have any analytics. You're going to know exactly. I sent out 5,000 sellers for April. How many opened? How many clicked? Who clicked? Right. So there's a lot more value in doing it as a campaign than there is just.
Got it.
This
Yeah,
goes
no, I
out
went to
this date.
the video. I did it. I just,
Yep.
and so I thought they were on automatic. Now you're telling me they weren't. And I had to wait for each
Because you
month.
scheduled them to go out automatic.
Got it.
Oh, I think I may have already done that, but so go back.
You're
Where do I
there.
go here?
So did you go? You're not on campaigns, James. You're on email templates.
Oh, I see. So yeah, all those are set up. So I think we already got these.
This will dynamically pull in though. If we already have it all scheduled, it will dynamically pull in the template when it goes out.
Yep.
Okay.
Now where do I go, Smarty?
So you're going to open the folder that you want to put the campaign in.
I think we already created it.
Look, I see a bunch of folders there. You're in an open folder.
Seller monthly themes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so they are scheduled.
They're all scheduled.
And
Okay,
you have 2 in the next page, so you have all 12. You're just not seeing them all on the same page. There you go.
Yep. Okay, good. All right.
Marty, can you
Then there's one guys for buyers too. So there's a buyer campaign theme. Check that one, James, too, to make sure they're scheduled.
Smarty, can you help me real quick with that? I know it's an easy thing, but the smart list for the newsletters.
Just watch my training video. I got to run. My wife's making dinner. I got to go.
Yeah.
There's a training video that does the smart list. It's a 5-minute video, Rob. You'll have it done in 5 minutes.
I think, Smarty. Catch you later.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Gotcha.